A knocking woke me. I opened my eyes. The room swam. Shawi, are you in there? A woman's voice through the door, a sultry one. As things sharpened, my head snapped clear. This is the old house from when I was small. I clearly remembered a hospital, the tube pulled. Was the King of Hell's Hall built to match my family's old place? That thoughtful? Was reincarnation one-on-one service now? Was the underworld this overworked too? Shawi, I know you're in there. Familiar, that voice. I bolted upright on the old fire Kong and looked at the tattered calendar on the wall. May 10th, 1958. That voice, Lu Huiru. This isn't the underworld. I've been reborn. Lu Huiru, a name I'd never forget in any lifetime. I was cursing it on the very ride to the hospital, the paramedic stunned, the body near stiff and still unable to swallow the grudge. She was the village's young widow, striking, fresh-looking, every man's eyes following her down the lane. Mine no exception then. But back then I'd never thought anything would come of it. Things never go as expected, though. This same old house, this same day, Lu Huiru coming to my door of her own accord. Young as I'd been, no match for a widow that practiced. Under her tricks I'd fallen, lost in her, and thought myself lucky, and the family's tragedy began from it. At her urging, the next day, I brought her home to meet my parents and swore I'd marry no one but her. My mother, already ailing, couldn't bear the blow and was carried off by the anger of it. To her last breath, she held my hand. Son, hear me. Break it off with that Lu Huiru. She's no good woman. A scar in me for decades after. Every memory of it making me want to slap myself. I'd taken it for prejudice then. She was right in everything. Later I learned Lu Huiru was already carrying some other man's child before she came to me. And when it came out she felt no guilt at all. Said plainly she'd taken up with me to raise the child safe to adulthood. My mother's death wasn't the end, but the start. 3 days after the funeral, my little sister Chin Xiaoyu was marked by traffickers and taken, never heard from again. Blow on blow, my father Chin Taizhan went white overnight, and in the Great Famine the next year, worn through, dropped dead at the field's edge. To build the new house the widow demanded, the family had emptied itself. To buy my father a coffin, my elder sister Chin Suchin had to marry an old bachelor in town, and my younger brother Chin Zheng's hatred of me grew past mending. Undisciplined, he drew 10 years at 16 for a fight, refused my every visit, vanished after release, never seen again to my dying day. The memories surged like a tide, and even now it cut like a knife. Father, mother, eldest sister, little sister, brother. My eyes filled. Last life it was I who deserved to die, I who failed you. This time I'll let no accident happen again. This impossible rebirth was heaven's chance to make it right. As for the widow, let her clear off, and soon. Chinny, open up, or I'll be angry. She angry? That settled it for me. Let me serve you the slap you so love. Ding, break their composure system, bound successfully. A system? I set aside the thought of dealing with her at once, suddenly elated. Its function matched its name. Make someone lose their composure and earn rewards. There was a system space too, locked until the first composure break task was done. System, does just hitting her count as breaking her composure? My one rule is I don't hit women. Lu Huiru accepted. Last life I'd longed to meet her again and even trained a while in kickboxing for it. Hitting is the lowest method. True composure breaking is an assault on the mind. Brute force earns limited reward. Host is advised to combine body and mind. Body and mind. I'd thought a smooth little combo would earn easily. It wanted more thought. What would it give? At the door, Lu Huiru had run out of patience, her face plainly irritated, cursing me 100 times inside. She was a rare beauty, true. In some later boom market age that face would have been worth a small fortune, born at the wrong time. She leaned in, raised her arm to knock harder, and the door opened from inside. I stood in it, looking her over. Her eyes lit at the sight of me, satisfied with the patsy she'd picked. Her aim today was plain, to swallow me whole. The show was on. I-oh. A crisp little cry. She feigned a stumble and tipped toward me. A move she'd designed, the angle calculated so that, but for accident, the next instant she'd collide against me. She knew well enough how I'd always looked at her, shy, unable to speak, eyes locking on her of their own accord. She didn't believe I could withstand this. One shot to the soul, this collision would all but take me. I frowned. I wasn't the green innocent of before. Her little trick was clear as glass. That's it. Underestimating me, surely. I stepped back half a pace. Thud. The widow, who'd aimed herself at me, dropped to her knees on the ground, staring up, dumbstruck. That half-step, for real? Congratulations. Lu Huiru's composure broken, minor. Reward. 2 caddies of cured bacon, 10 points. System space unlocked. Goods auto-stored. By the system scheme, breaks came in minor, middling, major, 10, 50, 100 points, with goods to match. My eyes lit. That easy. I'd feared the bar would be high. First blood. Just like that? Couldn't tell if her nerves were that poor or I was that fearsome. Cured bacon's a fine thing, fried up with plenty of chili, glistening, mouth-watering, and rare in a lean age. Something wrong with your head? Kowtowing the moment you arrive. Early New Year's bow? I'm not your father. I've no lucky money for you. Congratulations, minor break. Reward. 2 caddies of brown sugar, 10 points. Again? Brown sugar this time. Low yield, scarce, even treated as a life-saving good. Hoarded. Ordinary families wouldn't dream of using it. Showy, what a thing to say, always teasing your sister-in-law. She rose, brushing it off, and threw me a coy look. I had to grant it. The widow had her methods. No wonder she'd had me by the nose last life. She leaned on sister-in-law. She knew men. Won't you ask sister-in-law to sit? Loath as I was, for the cause I nodded. Come in. Today I'd test my own weak spot. She came in easily and dropped the bar on the door herself. Take off your clothes. She froze at my voice the moment she'd turned. That's hardly proper. Direct as I was, it threw her. She'd prepared a whole arsenal and now had no chance to use it. Off or not. Impatient. Look how eager you are. A show of shyness, a nod, and she began. Then I cut in. Stop. She halted, looking up, puzzled. I said your top. Who told you to take off your trousers? Near walked into the widow's trap. Such a professional. She said nothing, only nodded and slipped off the floral blouse, under it a long-sleeved shirt. As she made to go on, give me the blouse. A frown, the top she'd understood, but handing it over? This had left the track she knew. She passed it, and under her eyes I took the blouse, bent, and began wiping my shoes with it. She gaped. She'd thought me some pervert with a kink. This was worse, beneath an animal. Ding, congratulations, middling break. Reward. Ding, middling break. Reward. Skill, second shot perfect marksmanship, 50 points. A skill reward? Second shot perfect marksmanship? System, what nonsense is this? Second shot hits without fail? Is that hard to grasp? And the first shot? First shot misses without fail. I had nothing to say. I half doubted the thing was serious. Give it back. She snatched the blouse, eyeing the mud on it, stricken. A blouse like that was hard to come by, save for long and mint as her battle dress today, used as my shoe rag. Was the fool an idiot? She breathed deep and kept her temper. Showy, do you know why I came today? No more waiting, a quick finish. Eaten too much and bored. No, I came to, I won't hear it. She blinked. Congratulations, minor break. Reward, 20 Mickey Mouse milk candies, 10 points. Mickey Mouse candy, the forebear of the White Rabbit everyone knows, which wouldn't be designed and made until 1959. Here, a true rarity, more than even town folk had likely tasted, let alone this remote village. Her head spun. She half wondered if I were simple. How could anyone be so dense? She saw it now. A fellow like me wanted the hard approach. She advanced, step by step. Showy, I know your heart toward me. I came today to be good to you. Tell sister-in-law. What is it you most want me to do? Anything. Anything. Firmly. Mince me 10 caddies of lean meat for noodle topping, not a speck of fat. Then 10 caddies of pure fat, not a speck of lean, also minced. Then 10 caddies of soft bone, no meat on it, minced too. All in a breath. She went blank. Do you take me for Lord Jingguan to be tormented? Congratulations, middling break. Reward, a compound bow, with 10 arrows, 50 points. Delight, the compound bow, jokingly called one of the 3 common end times marvels, the pulley wheels at each end easing the draw and multiplying the power. With the second shot skill and this bow, the Shingon animals were in for hard times. By now, broken again and again, the widow snapped. She lunged, seized me, and made to shove me onto the bed. I sighed. I'd meant to fleece her further, but she couldn't hold herself. As things stood, If anyone saw, I couldn't explain it even having done nothing. Reborn, I'd have no murky tie with the widow. Between us, only one relation could stand. Enemies, and fleecing rewards along the way to revenge, two birds with one stone. By the time she came to, she was sitting on the floor by the door, looking up at me filling the doorway. I'm tall, and the angle made me looming, sky-propping. Her face stung, a shoe print on her backside. "Chani, you bastard, you dare hit me." "Hit you? Who do you think you are, a shameless slut? I'd as soon beat you to death." Fury banked in me. For what she'd done last life, 2 slaps and a kick. No full combo. Let her off easy. Only not wanting trouble fresh Reborn stayed my hand. I shut the door without another look. She sat stunned, unable to fathom it. A stain on her whole career. The way I'd once looked at her, this shouldn't be the result. Could a normal man hold out like that? Inside, the trouble dealt with, my heart still hammered. No satisfaction, only relief. This was a great pivot of my life, the opposite choice, and the road ahead would change with it. When I'd steadied, I thought, the widow's already carrying some man's child, but whose? It had haunted me. Last life, once she left, she never reappeared. I'd looked and found no answer, raised a child decades and never knew its true father. This time I'll dig the dog out. In this age, carts are slow and letters far. The man was surely close by. From her movements, certainly someone nearby. Quite possibly someone I knew. No hurry with her. By last life's track, she wouldn't leave Sanha village till after the 3 famine years. Time and means enough. The vital task now is to change the family's tragedy and stock up against the coming 3 years. A man from those years, I knew the famine's terror. A season that truly starved people to death. Congratulations, major break. Reward, 1 beast pet, 100 points. A beast pet? A cat-eared girl? Late as the concept had reached me in my old age, I knew it. I was a man open to new things. System, where's my beast pet? Eager. Beast pet delivered. Please receive it. Delivered? As I puzzled, a knock came. My eyes lit. It knocks. A real cat-eared girl. The old wood frame scraped open with a screech, and at the small figure in the doorway I started. Xiao? Xiaoyu. I ventured. Not a cat-eared girl, my little sister, Chen Xiaoyu. Big brother. Timid, a wariness and fright in her eyes toward me. The first kin I'd seen since rebirth, my feelings near burst. Last life, before long she'd be taken by traffickers, fate unknown ever after, and I'd always laid her tragedy on myself. Had I not clung to the widow, mother wouldn't have died, and maybe my sister wouldn't have been taken. In dreams it cut like a knife, dreaming her under inhuman torment. I stared, the remembered shape merging with the one before me. This small, in patch-on-patch rags, 2 braids, thin, but with bright, darting eyes. She'd grow into a beauty, like mother, like our elder sister. "Brother, why are you crying?" she asked low. "Brother's happy." I reached out and rubbed her head hard. "Brother, that hurts." I made a show of fishing in my pocket and brought a Mickey Mouse candy from the space. "Open up." She did on reflex, and before she understood, the fresh, milky sweetness burst in her mouth. Her eyes flew wide. "Brother, sweet, so good." She couldn't find words for it. A taste she'd never had in her life. I smiled, but it was bitter in me. Then she spat the candy back out. "Xiaoyu, why? I want to take it home. Let mother and father and big sister and little brother taste it too, may I?" Watching my face, since it was mine to give. My throat tightened, my nose stung. "1 candy, split 5 ways. Xiaoyu, it's for you, eat it. I'll save it for mother and the others." She didn't believe me. To her this was the finest thing on earth, and 1 was already a marvel. 1 for father, 1 for mother, 1 for big sister, 1 for little brother, brother keeps 1, and I had 1. That's so many. How could brother have that many? I said nothing, reached into my pocket, and drew out 10 Mickey Mouse candies. When the fistful appeared before her, her small heart took a shock beyond her years. Round eyes rounder, mouth in O, congratulations. Chun Xiaoyu's composure broken, minor. Reward, 1 big black 10 note, 10 points. A big black 10, 10 yuan. A town factory worker made but 30 or 40 a month, so this was a third of a month's wage. "Brother, are you an immortal from the sky?" In her plain understanding, only an immortal could do such a thing. I didn't answer, only held the candy out. "Brother, this Take it home. Let mother and the others taste it. I pressed it into her trouser pocket. Pocket small in that age to save cloth, tin candies bulging it. She accepted, nodding, her small face solemn as if charged with a great mission. Brother, mother had me bring you this. She handed me a vine basket, a dozen odd sorghum flour buns, a small dish of pickle, some blackened sweet potato dried slices, the village's staple. The buns were bearable, the potato slices hard as stone, truly hard to get down. I lived at the old house, but the family sent food now and then. Last life Xiaoyu had come at just this time, and I'd been mid-tangle with the widow, sour at the interruption, had her set the things down and shooed her off impatiently. What a wretch I'd been. Mother, is she well? My throat went rough. Of all, I'd wronged my mother most, frail from chronic illness, yet working without rest in and out of the house. My deepest memory her shape at the stove, wiping sweat, turning to smile. Xiaoyi's back, get ready to eat. Last life, she died even before Xiaoyu was taken. I'd not seen her in decades, the scene undimmed, sharper if anything, waking me with the knife in my chest. Heaven had given me another chance, and I'd repay all I owed. Mother, I'm back. This time I'll not let you go so soon. I'll see you safe, to a long old age. Father and mother and big sister have all gone to the fields for work. Then, sensing something off in me, brother, what's wrong? Brother's fine. I steadied and brushed it off, then realized, overcome at seeing my sister, I'd forgotten the beast pet. System, where's the cat-eared girl? It had said delivered, yet I'd seen only Xiaoyu. Master, are you calling me? A voice in my head before the system answered. Male, fawning. I looked round, and my eye fixed on the yellow mongrel beside Xiaoyu. No need to look, master. Your beast pet is me. Da Huang wagged and lolled his tongue at me, ingratiating, and indignation rose in me. A cat-eared girl turned into this. The sky fell. System, what's the meaning of this? I roared inwardly. Be calm, host. From first to last the cat-eared girl was only your fantasy. The system never agreed to it. This is a proper system. Put away unhealthy notions and use it decently. I half wanted to fight the thing to the death, turning it on me. You owe me an explanation. Get out here, you dog of a system. No reply, only Da Huang nosing at my trouser leg. I looked down, a white-faced yellow mongrel, the old saying being a yellow dog with a white face, not for gold, though he plainly fell short of that mark. About 50 centimeters at the shoulder, 70 long, ordinary for a mongrel, with his sagacious look that struck me as not too bright. A mongrel, then. A cat-eared girl's nothing special anyway. A sigh, accepting it, though the words came out sour. Then Xiaoyu spoke. Brother, when I came, mother told me in secret, hidden from father, to have you come home soon. My old house sat at the very edge of Sana village, near outside it. No neighbors about. Years back, with wolves troubling the hills, my father had built a new house on the family plot inside the village for safety, and after the town's militia cleared the wolves there'd been no need to move back. The old house left idle. Until a month or so ago, after a falling out with the family, I'd moved here alone. Brother has other things to do. I'll come back tonight. Even home, no one would be there. Better to hunt the old forest before they finished work. With the compound bow and the second shot skill, barring bad luck, I'd get something. Even a pheasant would better the family's table. Xiaoyu didn't understand but nodded. On the way home, she kept muttering, brother's so different today. But the 10 heavy candies in her pocket soon eased the puzzle, and she walked home careful, wary, as if a bad man might spring out and snatch them. Xiaoyu, where have you been? A woman named Zhou Dahua asked at the village mouth, curious at her manner. I took food to my brother, she mumbled, head down, hurrying past. Zhou Dahua frowned after her. What's with the child today? Won't even look at people. Big brother? Chinny took things to that little wretch. No wonder, he surely cursed her again. My name was poor in Sanha village. Remembering my past doings, she spat. That boy's no good bird. Best he stay shut in that old house forever. Back in the old house, the widow gone and Xiaoyu gone, I had time at last to explore the system. Information surfaced. Name, Chen E. Age, 18. Points, 240. System space. Level 1, 1,000 points to upgrade. Beast pet, Da Huang. Skills, second shot perfect marksmanship. So besides rewards, The points upgraded the space, my next aim. My consciousness sank, a spell of vertigo, and I was in the space. Not large, but bright and warm, a plot of earth at its center. Host may farm here. Time flows differently than outside. As the space levels, time flow and land both increase. At level 1, time runs 5 times the outside, land 1 mu. The system sets the ideal temperature by crop, and inside, crops suffer no drought, pests, or disease. At level 10, husbandry mode unlocks. Work hard, host. Something fell off. By the usual pattern, there should be a spirit spring here, the kind that drinks to strengthen the body. I'd read enough novels. Wasn't it standard issue? The dog of a system had quietly given me a stripped-down model. Protest got nowhere. On the spirit spring, the system's answer was simply take it or leave it. Brazen thing. I accepted it. 5 times flow was enough to do much. Wheat that needs about 100 days to ripen could make a crop every 20 days in the space. Used well, the space would be my chief safeguard against the 3 famine years. I tapped Beast Pet. Beast Pet, De Huang. Breed, Common Mongrel. Speed 7, par 10. Intelligence 30, par 10. Defense 7, par 10. Attack 7, par 10. Talent. Enhanced smell. Can catch a quarry's scent within 2 li. Speechless. Nothing at par but intelligence. What? You mean to be the sleeping dragon of dogs? System, can I swap the pet? Once bound, a beast pet cannot be changed. Stuck with him. At least the smell talent could serve. Used right. It gave me a little more confidence for the hunt, but no carelessness. The old forest holds plenty, and as much danger. First the snakes and insects, worse the wolf packs, tigers, boar, black bears. Even a veteran hunter can end inside it. Grasping the system well enough, I rose and called De Huang. Come with me. He scampered up. Master, where are we going? Hunting. Hunting. He shuddered. Master, hunting in the old forest. That's a dog's death. I'm scared. I stared, hardly believing a dog said it. Master, I'm a watchdog. How can I do a hound's work? You go if you like. I won't stop you. Don't stop me not going. Fair, isn't it? Master, he yammered on. One more word, and I'll beat you dead now. My head buzzed. What in heaven had I contracted? A fool dog, plainly, but for the smell talent I'd have done for him. Master, can't we talk it over? Just don't make me go up the mountain. I'll do anything else. I couldn't take it. I waded in, fists and feet. Force does work better. In the old forest, I willed the compound bow and 10 arrows out, black body, the pulleys at the ends, striking to the eye. Bit conspicuous. I muttered, no good camouflage to hand. Have a sniff. I kicked De Huang. No softness with this fool, or he'd forget his place. He didn't dare argue, sniffed. Master, you've gone 3 days without washing your feet, haven't you? A proper ripe smell. My mind filled with question marks. The fool meant to anger me to death. I couldn't hold it. Ripe? I'll give you ripe. I told you to find quarry, not put on this dying act. 3 hard kicks, and he was much tamer. Master, a pheasant ahead, about 500 meters. He set off. I followed with the bow. Round a bend he stopped, and where he looked, a pheasant, the Shingon's commonest bird, a grown 1, 2, or 3 caddies, about 50 meters off, scratching and pecking, well within the bow's range. A cock, by the look. The cock's gaudy, 5-colored, 2 long tail feathers, a touch bigger. The hen's gray, far plainer. No hesitation. I knocked an arrow, drew slow, the pulleys bending the limbs, my eyes locked on the bird, and loosed. Thrum, the string's dull note, the arrow a streak, and, as expected, it flew wide. The second shot perfect marksmanship took effect. My first arrow, loosed with everything I had, struck a tree a dozen-odd meters off the pheasant, punching clean through the trunk. The bird startled, but didn't fly. It turned its head, looked at the arrow still quivering in the tree, then at me, as if to say, that wasn't meant for me, was it? And only then flapped off. Master, did you spot some other quarry? De Huang's puzzled voice rose in my head. We were 50 meters from the pheasant, and the arrow had landed near 10 meters wide. The absurdity of it had bred the doubt. De Huang's words did little damage, but gave great insult. Was I now scorned by 2 beasts in turn? Absurd opening the door for absurd, absurd to the bone. What are you standing there for? Keep sniffing, find another. I gave him a kick. Master, if you want to hit me, just hit me. No need for such flimsy excuses. Aggrieved. You know it all, do you? I obliged him with a thorough working over and felt better. Master, 200 meters ahead, that same pheasant's scent. Beaten, he was much more obedient. Take me there. I gripped the bough tighter. At the spot the pheasant was pecking at ease again. Hearing something, it flicked an alert glance my way as if fearing a predator. Then, seeing it was me, relaxed entirely and went back to feeding. My chest heaved. I felt the bird's deepest contempt, no different from cursing me to my face. Master, shouldn't we get closer? De Huang counseled, watching me knock. Did I have no sense of my own ability? I ignored him, held my breath, drew the compound bow, the pulleys hauling the arrow back, my eyes locked on the bird. Time to wipe out the shame. Thrum, the arrow a meteor, straight at it. A flurry, a few shrill cries, and the pheasant went still. Hit. Master, what luck? A blind guess dead on. I didn't bother with the fool dog. I went and hefted it. Over 3 caddies, 2 of meat after feather and gut. 6 mouths at home. 1 bird was nothing. I slit the neck and bled it. Born in the Xingan, no professional hunter, but last life after my father's death, I'd hunted the old forest a few times to live and knew the basics. A big wild bird turns gamey if not bled at once. I willed it into the space. There's a storage section outside the 5 times flow that keeps things fresh. Master, could you share a bit with me? When we've taken more, you'll have a whole one. Good mood. Rare that I didn't curse him. You just mean not to feed me, don't you? Wronged. Taken more? That one was luck. Who knows when the next comes? Think you're capable now. Thrum. As he finished, an arrow landed 4 or 5 meters from him. He startled silent. My marksmanship rewrote his understanding again. Wide by 4 or 5 meters at this range. Even with his head pressed to the arrowhead, I mightn't hit him. What worried him, I think, was that I'd dropped chivalry and used the arrow as a spear. Keep looking. With second shot, I'd no fear the first had hit him. And if there were an accident, then there'd be an accident. The fool's no loss. Hours on. Master's the best. Master, you're amazing. I picked up the black-billed grouse, bled and stored it, and turned on him murderously. Shut up. I couldn't bear it. A male dog saying such things, making me doubt my own sex and species both. 5th quarry now. 3 pheasants, 2 cocks, a hen, and 2 black-billed grouse, club chickens, far bigger than common pheasant. These 2 cocks near 8 caddies each, finer fleshed, the tail feathers good for industry, worth many times a pheasant. I was already dreaming of the meal home, grouse stewed with wild mushrooms, big cakes stuck round the pot, and my stomach growled. Master, can I eat this one now? Dream on. Flat refusal. All that praise for nothing. 2 more kicks for that. And I noticed, lately when I kicked him the aggrievement was gone. He seemed almost to enjoy it. Was that reasonable? Had something been awakened in him? A pervert dog? Hunting aside, I wouldn't dismiss his part in it. Without his nose I'd never have found this much so fast. I willed the hen pheasant into my hand. Eat. His eyes lit. Master, I love you. I'd have snatched it back if he weren't already tearing into it. The fool. When he'd finished I made to head back. Spring. But the northeast days stay short, the sun near setting, and the night forest is far more dangerous. Master, I smell a roe deer. My eyes lit. Worth far more than pheasant. High-protein meat, fat to render, good on winter chilblains, hide, and antler of value too. Go. Over 2 li deeper in, he stopped. Behind a rise I looked. A roe deer wandering. That dopey, unmistakable look. A buck, by the antlers. Antlers of medicinal worth, though it wasn't the velvet month, a pity. Master, get it. De Huang was excited too. Hard to tell which of us was the hound. Before, I'd have kicked him. Now my mind was all on the deer. Roe are timid and keen. I raised the bow. 60 meters, by my eye. My bow's a 70-pound, effective kill range about 70, near the limit, and ahead was open ground. No cover. I didn't dare advance and spook it. A deep breath. I drew to full and loosed. Faster than any shot before, splitting the air. Hit. The arrow took the deer's neck, the terrible force punching through to pin in the dirt, blood spraying. I rose and followed. Mortally wounded, it struggled on, crying, but didn't get far before it lay down, hooves twitching last, and by the time I reached it the life was gone. 1.5 meters long, fat, near 60 caddies. far more used than a pheasant, bled, roughly dressed, into the space. And there was De Huang, reproachful. Master, I want raw meat. 3 kicks. There's your treat. I gave you a whole chicken, and you want more. Congratulations. De Huang's composure broken, minor. Reward. 10 packets of all-family spice blend, 10 points. I'd thought no reward came from the pet. Wrong. I looked at him. Master, what? What are you going to do? He backed off. Master, no. I'm sorry, that hurts. After some effort, I had to give up fleecing him further. The fool wouldn't break, and I couldn't stomach it. No more of that dying sound. It was giving me a complex. If I ever heard it in my head at the wrong moment later in life, I'd be ruined. For a moment, I even suspected he did it on purpose. Down the mountain. First hunt successful, beast pet attributes raised. I opened his sheet. De Huang. Common mongrel. Speed 8, +1. Intelligence 34, +4. Defense 8, +1. Attack 8, +1. Talent. Enhanced smell, up to 2 km. 3 up by 1, intelligence by 4. System Y. The pet's growth is judged by its performance in the hunt. Detected. Beyond locating quarry, the pet took no substantive action. Throughout it was thinking how to slack off and how to flee first at any danger. Hence the larger intelligence gain. I was unwell. So the fool had been scheming the whole time. I closed on him. Master, whatever it is, hear me out. He couldn't hear the system, but read my eyes. I'd no mind to hear him. And as I worked him over, I felt, to my surprise, my own strength shift, small, but real. As the pet's attributes rise, the host's physique improves too. So that was it. I resolved then to school the fool properly, for his good and mine. He does well, I do well, pa. This time I'd go straight to the new house. The thought of seeing kin I hadn't seen in decades stirred me. What I didn't know, not long after I left the kill site, a middle-aged hunter with a gun arrived. Zhang Jingguo, famous in all Linshan County's hunting circle. He waited, no deer came, and frowned. It was here yesterday. A solitary buck in the off-season keeps to its range. Barring danger, it won't leave soon. He fretted. A full day and not one kill. 20-odd years he'd never gone into the hills without a catch, the pride of his name, owing to the careful marking of every quarry's sign on each trip. Today, the worst route of his life. Some wretch had taken everything he'd marked ahead. The sun neared down. Even he wouldn't stay the night alone. The deer was his last hope. He crept forward, examined, and found a patch of blood, buried but not from his eyes. By its size, the deer's. His sky fell. Once, twice, 3 times. Pheasant, roe deer, all should have been his. Who in heaven did this? Congratulations. Zhang Jingguo's composure broken, major. Reward. A 12-gauge shotshell set, 10 birdshot, 10 buckshot, 10 slug, 100 points. The commonest rounds for single and double barrels. Birdshot weakest, for fowl. Buckshot for mid to large game. Slug single-headed, longer ranged, hardest hitting. I'd no shotgun yet, and here were rounds for it. But with the compound bow, a gun wasn't essential, so long as I left boar, tiger, and bear alone. The puzzle was who Zhang Jingguo was, no memory of him. I let it go and put my mind on getting home. Call him a kind soul. As I headed home, my father Chen Taizhan and the others returned from work. Before they'd set down their tools, Xiaoyu ran up. Mama, I saw Big Brother today. He gave me candy, so sweet, waving her little arms, telling Li Chui all that had happened at the old house. Xiaoyu, is it true? Li Chui, moved and disbelieving. Xiaoyu nodded hard. Big Brother's good now. She held out the 10 candies. Mama, Big Brother had me bring these for you. Li Chui believed it then. Heaven be thanked, Xiaoyi's finally grown up. My elder sister Chen Suqin smiled, her gentle face warm. He's learning some sense, my father said. He loved and hated this son of his. The endless trouble I'd made growing up, the fights, big from young, few my match even among older boys, the parents I'd dragged him to apologize to, a man never bested in his life, his good name undone by his luckless son. The reason I'd moved out this time, I'd gone to the county to find my second uncle Chen Xinghua, and the very next day got in a fight and split a man's head open with a stone. 200 yuan in medicine and damages to settle it. An unthinkable sum that emptied the house and left debt besides. My father had thrashed me, and unrepentant, I'd stormed off to the old house. vowing I'd pay him back myself. From Xiaoyu's words, he felt my change and was glad. Then a thought. Xiaoyu, where's De Huang? Oh, she startled. The dog that had been at her side was gone. He must have stayed with Big Brother. Anger flared in my father. Little wretch. I knew it. The dog can't change its nature. He'd stopped me eating De Huang several times before. Now, sure I meant to stew him, he stormed off to the old house, and finding it locked, me gone, his heart sank to the bottom. Beast of a boy, I'll wait right here and beat you the moment you're back. But I'd taken another road. Congratulations. Chun Tieshan's composure broken, middling. Reward, 10 lamb kidneys, 50 points. At the village mouth I heard it. My father, puzzled. We hadn't even met, and 10 lamb kidneys off him felt somehow off. I'd stowed the bow. I carried the 2 cock pheasants and 2 grouse tied together. Near 20 caddies, 15 of meat, a staggering amount for a village family that ate meat maybe once a year at New Year. The roe deer I'd keep hidden for now. Given my old reputation, claiming a roe would only raise suspicion. Chen boy, why are you back? 2 gossiping middle-aged women with rice bowls, Zhou Dahua and Zhao Dongmei, San has noted busybodies. Last life they'd spread the talk that I was a jinx who'd killed off my family. I'd no patience for them and made to pass. Too good to answer now. Just stay in that old house outside the village. What's he back for? It's not your house. I'll come back if I please. And lower your voice. Rice grains near hit me. Congratulations. Zhou Dahua's composure broken minor. Reward, 10 eggs, 10 points. Chen boy you. Then she saw what I carried. Pheasants. Disbelieving. Dark now. No street lamps. She'd not made it out at first. Congratulations, Zhou Dahua. Congratulations. Zhou Dahua's composure broken minor. Reward, 2 packets of refined salt, 10 points. Again, with her nerves, rewards came absurdly easy. In that age, the villages used coarse salt grit, yellowish and bitter. Refined salt was rare. How can there be so many? The other, Zhao Dongmei, gasped. Congratulations, Zhao Dongmei's composure broken minor. Reward, 10 caddies of fine flour, 10 points. White flour was a rarity, eaten a few times a year, white buns treated as a tonic for the sick. 2 of a kind, both easy breaks. But I'd no mind to fleece them more and made to go. Zhou Dahua blocked me. Her tune turned right round. All smiles now. Xiaoyi, you've really made something of yourself. Sister Zhou always saw it in you. Frowned. Saw what, where? Move. Lo. Xiaoyi, my kids haven't had a scrap of meat in half a year. Crying for it. My man's a useless lump. We'd starve on him. Never mind meat. You've so many pheasants. Your family can't finish them. Could you spare your sister Zhou one? Just one. Near laughed. For birds, and she opens with one. Never met such gall. I'm not your kid's father. What's it to do with me? A whole pheasant, not one feather. I brushed past. Congratulations, minor break. Reward, 2 packets of chicken bouillon, 10 points. A fine seasoning in a later age. In this one, with only salt to cook with, it'd give the family a new taste. Furious but not daring to flare, seeing me about to go, she gritted out. Xiaoyi, give me 1 pheasant, and I'll do anything you want. The hint was plain, for a bit of meat, not strange in this age. I glanced at her, sour. You think you're worth it? Give me a pheasant, and I'd have to think about it. Congratulations, middling break. Reward, 30 caddies of fine wheat seed, 50 points. Chen E, you little wretch, as if I want your pheasant. We're going. She couldn't hold it. Off she stalked. A few steps on she found her friend hadn't followed. Zhao Dongmei had sidled up to me. Xiaoyi, what about me? I blinked. What about you? Shyly. Just 1 pheasant, and I'll do anything. I answered at once. You'd owe me 10. Her eyes lit. She was worth that much. Give me 10. I added, and left without waiting. Congratulations, middling break. Reward, 5 big black 10 notes, 50 points. 50 yuan. At this rate, 200 or 2,000, the debt was no trouble. But I set that aside. I reached home, and didn't go straight in, looking it over first. The earth wall worn smooth by rain. The timber gate with the faint trace of a red paper couplet. Rely not on heaven nor on gods. With laboring hands we make the harvest. My eyes traced every mark and burned it in, the place I'd dreamed of for decades. A deep breath. I couldn't master myself. With a trembling hand I opened the yard gate. and my heart clenched at the sight. Humble, but kept tidy and ordered, not a weed. All Li Chue's doing. I remembered. Every morning she'd cook, and in the gaps sweep the whole house, the heavy cough breaking through now and then for her chronic illness. Woken by it, I'd only felt annoyed, and after the family's ruin, that cough became the bell that tolled through my dreams, reminding me of what I'd done. Now I was back. None of it had happened yet. All of it could still be mended. Mother. Low, trembling. Mother. The flood broke past holding. First out was not Li Chui but Xiaoyu, who startled, then beamed. It's Big Brother, Mama, Big Brother's back. She ran into the kitchen. The clatter of the spatula paused, and Li Chui came out, wood smoke still on her. My eyes fixed on her, and I saw she was thinner than even my memory, shrunken skin near to the bone, 2 patches of unnatural red on her face from the long illness. Something struck my heart hard, a piercing pain through every nerve, my breath short. She lit up at me. Xiaoyi, you're finally back. Why stand at the door? Come in. You must be hungry. The food's ready. Mother will serve you. She came close, wiping a tear in secret. Over a month since I'd left, every day worrying. She made to pull me in, but I didn't move. She turned back, puzzled, and at my face she froze. An expression she'd never seen on me, my whole body shaking. Xiaoyi, what's wrong? I didn't answer. I dropped to my knees, weeping, choking out. Mother, I finally see you. I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have not listened. I'm sorry. I missed you. She was frightened and caught by it, her own tears spilling. Son, you must have suffered this while. It's all right, Mother's here. My sister Chinsuchin came out and helped me up. Xiaoyi, why kneel up? Mother's not well. Don't worry her. That steadied me a little. I rose and looked at her. Big sister, it's good to see you as you are now. In memory, she was mostly the worn, tormented woman married off to the town bachelor. I'd near forgotten the young Suchin was once a noted beauty. This time her tragedy too could be changed. I smiled at the thought. Mother, what's wrong with Xiaoyi? Crying then laughing? Is he possessed? Suchin murmured. Li Chui, puzzled too, scolded. Don't talk nonsense. What a thing to wish on your brother. Suchin nodded and dropped it. I'd gone to Xiaoyu. Did you miss Big Brother? Yes. Crisp. I smiled deeper, rubbing her head. Good girl. I'll make you something good later. Her eyes shone at something good. The candy's sweetness seemingly still in her mouth. Her face all expectation. Last I turned to my brother Qinzheng, the youngest, Xiaoyu's twin, 6 this year, but with a deeper grudge against me. Seeing my hand come, he said, impatient, don't touch my head. Bracing for Xiaoyu's treatment, he refused it. Slap. But I didn't do as he thought. My hand came down hard on his head. A smack. He gaped, disbelieving. Warmth for everyone else. And this for him. Same parents. Why the difference? Congratulations. Chun Jing's composure broken, middling. Reward, 30 fresh meat buns, 50 points. A middling break already? An unexpected joy. Why'd you hit me, he raged. I glanced at him mild. To teach you a lesson, no fighting. Last life, Chun Zheng drew 10 years for a fight. This time I'd start from the cradle, strangle the accident in its bed. When did I fight? Angrier. Sure I was inventing a reason. Later. Flat. He froze, certain now I was inventing it. Congratulations, middling break. Reward, 10 caddies of fine 8 treasure porridge mix, 50 points. Another middling. My eyes lit at him, a treasure of a little brother. With effort I stopped myself from a few more slaps. My own brother, after all, better slow and steady. Master, you haven't forgotten me, have you? Boo-hoo. De Huang, in my head. I'd left the catch in him at the gate so as not to shock everyone. Mother, I left some things at the door, I'll fetch them. What things? Nothing much, a few pheasants. She startled, eyeing me with deep doubt. Pheasants weren't rare in the Xingan woods, but not for an ordinary family to come by. Only the village hunters got a few now, and then, rarely eaten, mostly sold to the co-op for salt and oil. I'd brought pheasants. She knew her son, plenty of fighting, but catching pheasants was beyond me. While she thought, I went out. The 4 pheasants sat as left. De Huang lolled his tongue, begging praise. I ignored him, checked no one was near, and drew 2 caddies of cured bacon and 10 eggs from the space. When I came in with them, they all gaped. Xiaoyi, where did all this come from? Li Chui asked at once. No joy on her face, but worry, her first thought that it came by crooked means. Don't worry, mother. I hunted these in the old forest. Her eyes stayed doubtful as she pointed at the bacon and eggs. These two. Those, someone in a village I passed on the way back traded me for game. I'd readied the line. The Shingon's vast. You can't hunt the same patch daily. Running dozens of li and passing villages is normal. You never hunted before. How do you know how? My grandfather was a famous hunter for 10 li around. What's strange in my hunting? But your grandfather died before you were born. Killed by a black bear hunting, a terrible death. I don't know how. I just feel a familiarity with it. No teaching needed. Pheasant and hare at least are no trouble. A mystic's excuse. I couldn't tell her of the system. To my surprise, she nodded. You Chins have hunting in the blood. Your father, too. Young, he was always clamoring to go up the mountain, swearing he'd be Linshan County's strongest hunter. I hadn't known my father had such a Chinibu face. Then why didn't he hunt? He didn't dare go into the old forest. Tried a few times, turned back at the edge each time, said the moment he went in he thought of his father. I near choked. That, the man who'd be the strongest hunter? Cringe enough to claw out a 2-room flat. Anyway, mother, let me dress one grouse. We'll eat better tonight. She refused flat. No need. The food's done. Tomorrow your father takes these pheasants to the town co-op to sell. She took all 4. My face went bitter. I'd hunted them to feed the family meat, not for cash. Showy, mother's right. We ran up debt paying back your money. Settling that comes first, Suchin agreed. Mother, I'll find another way for the debt. You? What way? Disbelieving. Hunting. I'll go up again tomorrow. From now our family won't lack meat. With second shot and the full dog, I'd never come back empty. Her face turned uneasy, her tone earnest and pleading. Showy, it's not that mother looks down on you. Hunting's not as easy as you think. That was luck, a few pheasants. Even the most seasoned hunter won't promise a catch every time. The old forest's all danger. A slip costs your life. Hear me. Live steady. And once the debt's paid, I'll have someone find you a wife, a settled life. Hunting the old forest was no good lot. Only the desperate chose it. No family with any other way sent a child to be a hunter, and not one hunter near Sana had ended well, plenty as wretched as my grandfather. Mother, have father take the 2 grouse to the co-op. The 2 pheasants aren't worth much, and the family hasn't had meat in ages, and Xiaoyu and the little ones need the nourishment. Let's keep those to eat. I gave way on the rest, but I'd not give up hunting, the fastest way I knew to better the family. The real reason I pressed to keep the pheasants was Li Chui. Unless her depleted body was built back soon, in her state, she'd not last long. I knew her. Say it was for her, and she'd refuse. Frame it for the children, and she'd take it. And she did, looking to Xiaoyu and Chun Zhong, sighing, softening at last. Then stew the 2 pheasants. Right, I'll get to it. Afraid she'd change her mind, I took the pheasants from Li Chui and went for the kitchen. Let me do it. She didn't trust me. I'd cooked only a handful of times in my life. Let me dress a pheasant, and I'd only ruin it. Mother, rest. I've cooked for myself all this while at the old house. A pheasant's nothing. Wait and taste my hand. I went in. The rafters were long since smoke-blacked, but the board and the cookware were spotless under her keeping. In the big earthen pot was cooked cornflour gruel, a dish of pickle beside it. Thin fare, since there'd be no more field work tonight. I ladled out the gruel, scrubbed the pot, boiled water, and poured it over the pheasants in the basin. And the moment the scalding water hit, a rank stink rose. Wild birds are far harder than barnyard fowl, the feathers tough, needing the hot soak first. Xiaoyu watched the whole time, swallowing, and I felt both amused and a pang. The plucking had to be done in the yard. My deft work surprised Li Chui, practiced that. Soon the feathers were off, and she gathered them up. Mother, what for? Your father broke the feather duster beating you last time. These'll make a new one. No sense being caught short. Truly my mother. I opened the bird up. Heart, liver, gizzard, intestine all cleaned and kept, and a knob of yellow chicken fat in the belly, useful for the frying. I kept half the pot water for blanching. I'd bled the birds at the kill, but without a blanch the gaminess won't go. Then oil in the pot, the meat seared, and unseen, I dropped in the all-family spice blend, and the smell bloomed. In the yard their noses turned at once. This long without meat, The scent alone set the mouth watering. Mother, Big Brother's cooking smells wonderful. Xiaoyu couldn't help? Eyes on the kitchen. Li Chuiyi nodded. She'd eaten pheasant before, but somehow today's smelled far stronger. Chen Zheng snorted. What's so good? I can't smell anything. It's only a pheasant. What's the fuss? He turned inside, but at the threshold drew a long, lingering breath, plainly loath to leave it. Half of Sanha could smell it. He could hardly not. He'd no love for me, and the smack to his head had only deepened the grudge. Of course he'd not admit it smelled good. I added water, stuck a ring of corn cakes round the pot. Pheasant's firm, wants 30 minutes, and stayed by the stove minding the fire, turning it now and then against scorching. First meal for the family, no carelessness. Big Brother ready yet? Xiaoyu, in again, for the umpteenth time. About right. I lifted the lid, a richer smell yet, meat and spice straight to the nose, her eyes unblinking on the pot. I scooped out a piece, blew on it, held it to her. Taste. She wrestled with herself. Big Brother, let's wait for father to eat together. She waved it off, but her eyes never left it. Xiaoyu, this is to help me check the seasoning. If it's off when it's served, that's trouble. Children are easily coaxed. Really, Big Brother? At my nod she took it. Just one bite, I'll tell you right away. She popped it in, and her eyes flew wide, stars in them. The best thing she'd ever eaten after the candy. One bite became the whole piece, gone in a flash, and then she caught herself, flustered. Big Brother, I didn't mean to eat it all. It's just so good, I couldn't help it. It's fine, Xiaoyu, seeing you like this makes me happy. Really, really. Her fluster cleared. Good, Big Brother didn't scold me. I like you the way you are now. Stay like this, won't you? Don't go back to before. I'll tell you a secret. While you were at the old house, I saw Mother hiding in the kitchen crying, more than once. A knife in me. I couldn't bear to picture it. Xiaoyu, rest easy. Big Brother will never be like before. I'll see you all live well. I put in the pre-soaked mushrooms, stewed another dozen minutes, and it was done. When the fragrant pheasant and the golden corn cakes hit the table, evenly Chuiyi swallowed. Where's father? Not back yet. I asked. I'd noticed his absence, but the rush of feeling and then the cooking had kept me from asking. Now, recalling the system ping at the village mouth and the full dark with no sign of him, I wondered. Her face went odd. Your father went to the old house to find you. Find me? Yes, straight from work. He thought you'd taken De Huang off to stew him. So that was it. An hour gone, time enough to walk it 10 times over. He was lying in wait. Don't worry, Xiaoyi. When he's back I'll explain it all. He won't lay a hand on you. I said nothing. I doubted she could manage it. I knew my father. Bull temper up, no one stops him. Staking out the old house, he was set on dealing with me, and even learning later I'd not harmed the fool dog. A beating given is a beating given. At the village mouth, my father walked muttering, hands behind him. Little wretch, this late and still not back, off carousing somewhere. I'll go again after I eat. I don't believe you can stay out all night. The long wait had banked his anger higher, and the faint meat scent on the air, hungry as he was, soured him more. Uncle Taizhan, where have you been? Zhou Daohua greeted. Back house, he said shortly, and walked on. She dropped her smile and spat after him. Little wretch and old one alike, faces like a mule's, not one good thing in that family. She waddled off, and with her mouth, the whole village would know of my pheasants by morning. He found it stranger the closer he came. Why's the meat smell only thicker? Peeking at his own gate. He pushed it open just as I reached the door, meaning to see if he'd returned. Our eyes met. The air went still. Little wretch, I waited at the old house for you, and you ran home? Playing the lamp shadow trick on me. He grabbed off a shoe to swing at me. I bolted. Father, don't be rash, hear me out. I pitched it loud. Sure enough, Li Chuiyi and the others came out. Explained to my fist first. He wouldn't stop, leaping past her after me. De Huang, you fool. What are you waiting for? Come prove it. I ordered the dog in my head. He squatted in the kitchen corner, watching lazily. Master, you should run outside. In this yard you'll be caught soon enough. In the crisis the fool was directing me. I sped, cut a corner, and charged straight at him. Before he reacted I was on him, his fur up. Master, could you go a little easy? My foot was already on him. The shrill yelps came. My father, about to thrash me, stopped dumbstruck, his eyelid twitching with every kick. That's enough, stop. He finally said it. I stopped. What's going on here? And he'd glimpsed the golden meat in the basin through the door. Li Chui told him everything since I'd come home, him eyeing me throughout, and at 2 pheasants and 2 grouse, he was floored. Was this his wastrel son? Then why take De Huang? He asked, breathing deep. I found the fool dog's nose is keen. He's hound potential. A lot of the quarry today, he sent it out. Before my father could answer, De Huang in my head. Master, are you praising me? Then can I have another pheasant? Get lost. Right away. Used to my ways, he trotted off smartly. Didn't know he had it in him, my father said. Neither did I. The fool surprised me. But he said, I don't mean De Huang. He's bred from your grandfather's old hound. Hunting's in him. No surprise. It's you taking this many pheasants that surprises me. Was there a need to wound a man so? I've grandfather's blood too. Why's hunting talent strange in me? Weren't you the one who'd be the strongest hunter in the county? Congratulations. Chun Tieshan's composure broken. Minor. Reward. A bottle of Old Elm Baijiu, 10 points. Old Elm would sell for about 1 yuan 1. High-end, where the countryside drank bulk sorghum spirit and sweet potato liquor. He glared, the old history dragged out, and shot Li Chui a sour look. Don't go telling the boy nonsense. Only she'd known that green youth of his. No guessing who'd told. Father, mother, let's eat before it cools. He took the slope down and said no more. He sat at the head, the rest after, all eyeing the basin and swallowing, none daring before him. He took a piece, then put one in Li Chui's bowl. Don't just look, eat. He bit his, and his face turned amazed. How is this stewed today so good? Wife, your cooking keeps improving. Li Chui took a bite, then said, today's pheasant, Xiaoyi stewed it. He paused. Only SOSO, he amended. A father can praise his wife, but praising a son felt shameful. I smiled and said nothing, rooting in the basin. Eating's eating. What's all this rummaging? No manners, he said, anger edging in. Only the day's surprises spared me the chopstick rap of old. I ignored it, lifted a drumstick into his bowl, the other into Li Chui's. They all stared. The old me had never looked after anyone. Father, mother, why look at me eat? Xiaoyi, what's gotten into you? She had to ask. I was too unlike myself, and Suchin's possessed came to mind. You causing me trouble out there again, buying me off with a drumstick? My father said, frowning. I understood. I'd been such a wretch that so large a change unsettled them. Father, mother, rest easy, I'm fine. I thought a great deal at the old house. I know much of what I did was wrong, and I'll change. Li Chui was moved at once. Son, knowing it's not too late. She made to put the drumstick back in my bowl. The old forest must have been hard today. Eat it. Mother doesn't care for chicken, gruel, and a cake will do. I wouldn't have it. As we pushed it back and forth, my father said, Wife, just eat it. She nodded, bit it. Good, truly good, she said heavily, her eyes warm. The meal ran cheerful. Then I noticed. Why only mushrooms, no chicken? To my little brother, who hadn't touched a piece. He set his small face, sullen. I won't eat chicken you made. Oh, temper, is it? I made the mushrooms too. He froze, set down the mushroom near his mouth, and bit hard into a corn cake. Amusing. Last life, I'd had the most to do with this brother. I had to sand down his temper. I made the corn cakes too. That broke him. He burst out crying. Congratulations. Chun Jing's composure broken, middling. Reward. 5 bundles of fine bean thread noodles, 50 points. A fine thing. That, pork stewed with bean thread, a rare treat. The instant he wailed, I had a chicken wing in his mouth, the meat and mushrooms sent flooding in, and despite himself he chewed, the crying forgotten. He wanted to spit it out, but it was too good, he couldn't. Once started, he couldn't stop. De Huang circled, darting for any tossed bone. Master, this lot gnaws bones cleaner than the next. Your father most of all. He'd grind the splinters and swallow them. Want a beating? Shut it. This age, people couldn't fill their bellies, never mind meat. A rare taste was treasured. I dropped a piece on the floor. Eat. He gulped it, bone and all. Xiaoyi you, Li Chui began, pained. I cut in. Mother, the fool dog worked hard at the hunt. Surprisingly, my father agreed. The boy's not wrong. When my father lived, after every hunt he'd give the house hound a full basin of raw meat. People might go without, but the hound ate. A hunter treats his dog as family, A good one can save your life. She let it go. Master, hear that. People go without, but the hound eats. Listen to your father. Bring out that roe deer and share Grandpa Dog a bit. Grandpa Dog. The fool had a fit of something. He nosed at my foot, too good a distance not to kick. Grandpa Dog. I'll give you Grandpa Dog. 2 kicks. As a hound, he was a write-off. Nose aside, useless. The meal ended near harmonious. My deft clearing up amazed Li Chui. The old me waited for food served and left my bowl unwashed. Brother, rest, let me, Su Qin rose. It's fine, sister, father, mother, Xiaoyu, none of you move. I'm glad to do this for you. Firm. Reborn at last. I do all I could for them. Not only hunt to better our life, but carry the small things too. No burden, but happiness. Last life, I couldn't get one more meeting with them. Heaven had given me the chance, and I'd cherish it. Their eyes on me changed. Li Chui's brimmed. For a moment, she half feared it a dream, and if so, let the dream go on. But at the table, one gaze differed from all the rest. Chenjung watched me, complicated. If he'd heard right, when I'd named names, father, mother, big sister, little sister, our family was 6. Had no one noticed one left out? In the warm scene, he felt, of a sudden, that he was the extra one in this house. Chenjung, what are you sitting there for? Come help clear up. Pressing my advantage. He'd suspected the earlier business was aimed at him on purpose. Now he was sure. Congratulations, middling break. Reward, 30 eggs, 50 points. At this rate, the house would hit egg freedom first of all. My eyes glinted. My guess held. A treasure of a little brother, middling breaks every time, a rare gift to be put to good use. Don't make the little one do it. I'll go, Su Qin said. He was youngest, the family idol, it hardly fit. Sister, no. Refused. This sort of thing you start from the cradle. She was puzzled. She'd heard of learning a trade from the cradle, never scrubbing pots. I explained. Once he's grown and his wings harden, he won't be ordered about. Catch him young, and you get more years' use. Su Qin. My father. Li Chui. Xiaoyu. De Huang. Master, I'm no man, but you are truly a dog. Chenjung, long holding it in, wailed. His small heart couldn't take the blow. Congratulations, middling break. Reward, 2 roast chickens, 50 points. I let out a relieved breath and, ignoring the crying boy, carried the dishes to wash. Behind me, their faces were complicated. They saw now I was teasing him on purpose, whatever my reason. Stop crying, my father said suddenly. I think the boy makes good sense. From now on, do it this way. My words had struck him hard, too advanced a notion. They all startled. The 2 of us, father and son, forever at odds, now agreed on this strangest of things. They couldn't tell if it was good or bad. Chenjung only cried louder. Wife, what do you make of Shaoyi hunting? Li Chui turned the talk, the worry that had ridden her since I came home with game. The boy's a true chun, like me. He nodded. She didn't know what to say. Her look at him complicated. A man who won't even enter the old forest, and he says that? I don't agree to it, she said firmly, not taking his line. He knew why. His father's cautionary end. The old forest's not so dangerous. Really, don't go deep. Don't rashly take on bear or tiger, just pheasant and roe. And there's no trouble, he said. Perhaps for his own old hunter's dream, he could accept it. You make it sound light, she said, sterner. What hunter didn't start thinking just so? And the end of it? It's a road of no return. Once on it, you can't break. Shaoyi's only just turned good. I won't watch him in danger every day. Gentle and yielding as she usually seemed, on what she cared for, her bone-deep stubbornness broke out, and she wasn't wrong. He could only nod. All right. When the boy's back, I'll tell him to drop the idea. When I'd finished in the kitchen and came in, Su Qin, Xiaoyu, and Chenjung had been sent to bed. Only my parents sat at the table, the oil lamp guttering on their faces. I felt the air off at once. Master, your mother won't have you hunting anymore, and your father backs her, De Huang reported. So that was it. Father, mother, I won't give up hunting, I said before they could speak. My father blinked, baffled how I knew. Neither guessed the fooled dog squatting at the door, all idle spectator, was my spy. Shaoyi, it's not that mother wants to discourage you. Your change today gladdens me. But I can't watch you walk one road to its dark end and a wretched finish. Your mother's right, he echoed. When I didn't answer, She went on. You're young. There's much besides hunting. Honest farming with the family's no bad thing. Next year, I'll have a matchmaker find you a big-bottomed wife. You'll have a few fat sons. Better than being a hunter. I'd nothing to say. My mother knew how to dangle a pie. Second time, she'd raised marriage. Now with a prefix. Big-bottomed wife. I half wondered if she knew something. How else strike my weak spot so square? Your mother's right, he echoed again. And somehow more excited this time. His eyes plainly lighting at big-bottomed wife. What are you so worked up about? When I still said nothing, she grew cross. Look at how hunters end. Not far off, the old hunter in the next village, what a figure a few years back, took a several hundred catty boar even. And now, both legs gone, his wife run off with the children and another man. Near can't eat, won't last long. Nearer still, your own grandfather, what end was that? My father started to echo your mother's. Then, at the grandfather part, his face went stiff. Wife, talk about others if you must, why bring that up? And my father's matter. He stopped mid-sentence, as if at some thought, and went no further. 3 hard strokes she'd led with, but they didn't move me. Father, mother, I know you mean it for my good. But on hunting I can't obey you. That angered her more. What a disobedient child. Unruffled, I went on. Mother, if it's all as you say, then what of the debt the family ran up over my fight? She paused, her face uneasy. That's not for you to worry about. Mother, even if I farm honestly, the work points I'd earn match half a strong laborer at most, about what you and sister make. Daily food for the whole house, and saving to pay the debt besides. Tell me, how does this family get by? Under the work point system, a strong man like my father drew 10 a day at most, a strong woman about 7. But ill as she was, she could only do odd jobs, for a day now. Suchin, a girl and young, 4. I, 18, and never having worked, would do well to earn 4. All told, about 22 a day, 2 plus laborers feeding 6. Scrimp as you might, the days stayed pinched, going hungry common, and with debt owed besides. Money hard to save in this age, and a creditor liable to call at any time. The thought alone smothered you. I didn't even raise the big-bottomed wife. I didn't dare picture how, last life, my father and sister had endured after mother and Xiaoyu were lost, and back then I was clamoring with Lu Huairu to build a new house. The memory made me want to slap myself. A beast. My words choked her. She hadn't thought I'd seen the matter so clearly. Was this her good-for-nothing street loafer son? When had his head gotten so sharp? Pinched as the days are, we still get by. Better than you hunting and ending like your grandfather, mauled to death by a black bear. A few words wouldn't turn her. My father shot her a look. So his own father was the cautionary tale now. Was he? This grudge would never be let go? At home he seemed the household's word as law master. But with her temper truly up, even he didn't dare court trouble, and he wisely shut his mouth. Then what about your illness? She startled. She hadn't expected me to bring it up. What's wrong with me? Stiff-lipped, but her eyes wavered, the guilt plain in her voice. Master, your mother's lying. She fainted this morning, De Huang said in my head. A knife in me. I fixed on her. Mother, stop being stubborn. Didn't you faint this morning? Repeating what the dog had passed me, for weight. She opened her mouth to argue, then didn't. That young boy, I told him not to tell. Not a bit obedient. This morning when she'd fainted, only Chun Zheng, up to relieve himself, had seen. So naturally she took him for the informer, never dreaming of the bug that was De Huang. I swear I'd never meant to pin it on him. But it was done, so I ran with it. That's right, he told me. Congratulations. Chun Zheng's composure broken, middling. Reward. 3 packets of all-purpose game bait, 50 points. Broken again? I glanced at the door, 3 pairs of eyes peeping through the crack, gone the instant I looked. In the yard, Xiaoyu whispered. Big brother seemed to see us. All right, you two, stop eavesdropping, back to bed, Suchin said. New house though it was small, my parents' 1 room, me 1, Suchin with Xiaoyu and Chun Zheng 1, full to bursting, better than many, where a whole family shared 1 Kong. Sister, father and mother won't really stop big brother hunting, will they? Xiaoyu asked. Do you want him to hunt? Suchin didn't answer straight. Xiaoyu thought. If he hunts, there's fragrant chicken and sweet candy. I want him to. But hunting puts him in danger. Meet a wolf pack or a bear or a boar, and you might never see him again. Xiaoyu frowned. Even a child near the Xin'an knows the old forest's terrible tales. I don't want Big Brother in danger, don't want to never see him. I don't want him to hunt. Suchin stroked her head. Go to sleep, both of you. And you, sister? I'll say a few words to your brother. Xiaoyu nodded obediently. Chunzheng snorted and left. Once they were in their room, Suchin went back to the door to listen on. Not gossip, she told herself, but worry. If I clashed with our father, their mother alone couldn't stop it. In the main room, my father broke the silence. Wife, your body. Old trouble, nothing serious, she cut in. Mother, you know your own condition better than anyone. Forgive the unfilial words. At this rate, how many years have you? This can't be put off. Do you truly want us without a mother? Not to see me wed? Not to hear a grandchild call you grandmother? My eyes reddened. Real feeling. Last life she'd been too wretched, toiling half a life without one day's ease, worrying for me to her last breath. She fell silent, caught by it, her own eyes rimming red. I judged at the moment. Mother, whatever you say, I must hunt. To earn money to clear the debt, to treat your illness, and for myself. As our family is now, what decent house would marry a daughter to me? I had no choice. Without a hard push, she'd not be moved. Wife, this once, I think the boy's right, my father said, taking my side. He'd never opposed the hunting. Learning I had the knack had pleased him, and my words had carried him over. In the lamp's yellow light, both turned to her, waiting. Hi. She sighed. It's my useless body, dragging this family down. Mother, don't say that. How is it your fault? Rest easy. Our days will only get better, and your illness is no trouble. Last life, out of guilt, once I'd described her symptoms to a doctor. The conclusion, congenital heart disease and moderate anemia from long malnutrition. In a later age, the heart disease could be fixed by surgery with near normal life after. But this was 1958, when people couldn't eat their fill, and in all of China, only the big hospitals in the capital and Shanghai could do heart surgery. Needing money and the mobilizing of great resources, near impossible for an ordinary villager. But I'd no thought of giving up. Others can't doesn't mean I can't. Reborn, I'd cure my mother or have lived again for nothing. The anemia was far easier. The thing now was to build her body back, then fight for a chance at the operation. Shaoyi, I'll allow the hunting, but you must agree to my conditions. Name them. First, never go deep into the old forest. Only the fringe, pheasant, and hare. Second, no more running with those no-account old friends. Third, and most important, never, ever take on a black bear. Before I could answer, my father said bitterly, What did my father ever do to you? This grudge is unending, is it? He truly couldn't bear his father being the cautionary tale again. Agreed, I said. His objection no one heeded. Before bed, she said, hang the 2 grouse in the cellar. Tomorrow your father takes them to the town co-op. Mother, father has work tomorrow, I'll go. My storage space still held a roe deer. I'd take the chance to sell it too. And besides, without a co-op trip, I'd no good cover to bring the space's goods out. She looked at me, then relented. All right, sell them and come straight back. No money for nonsense. My father and I put the grouse in the cellar. The weather had warmed, and left out overnight they'd spoil. The cellar ran cooler, right for storing. The space would have been simplest, but to avoid discovery, I dropped the thought. A clear night, bright moon and stars, no need of a lamp. As I made to turn in, my father stopped me. You've gotten clever, afraid your mother and I wouldn't agree. You didn't even bring the bow back. I paused. The kills bore arrow marks. So you saw through it, father. Humph, your little tricks fool your mother, not me. I didn't argue, only played along. I know. I wasn't trying to fool you. Who doesn't know you'd be the strongest hunter of all? Congratulations. Chun Tieshan's composure broken, minor. Reward. 2 caddies of red dates, 10 points. His face darkened at the green youth history, dragged up again. Don't bring that up. Right away. I'd not buck him. A beating from the old man is a beating taken for nothing. He's my father. He didn't ask where the bow came from. Bows aren't rare near the Xin'an. If I'm not mistaken, those kills were each downed with 1 arrow, dead in the vitals. My heart dropped, the very thing I'd feared. With the second shot skill, spending the first arrow and taking pheasant from cover, I hit without fail and dead on. Beyond even the most seasoned hunter, hard to explain. As I racked my brain for an excuse, he went on. That marksmanship, I've seen it in only one man. Your grandfather. A true Chun. That's talent. We Chin men are born the finest hunters. Worry wasted, he'd written my excuse for me. Thank you, father's imagination. Yet something nagged. The finest hunters, counting a man who won't even enter the old forest? A jab that would surely break his composure. But he pressed on. Your grandfather was a famed marksman. Once felled a boar with a single arrow. No boast. In all the Shingon, nothing was beyond him. Proud, spittle flying. Father. Then how did grandfather end mauled by a bear? His face went ugly at once, his look complicated. Nothing to say about that. Go to sleep. He turned and left, his interest gone in an instant. In my room, I didn't rush to sleep. Bigger work first. My consciousness sank into the space. No day or night there, the same as when I'd entered by day. I willed the 30 caddies of fine wheat seed out of storage, and the sowing completed itself. At 5 times flow, the field would ripen in about 20 days. What a sight it'd be, gold to the horizon. The thought alone was happiness. Deep night in Sanha, all stillness, the odd dog bark hollow across the hills. On a path a figure crept, hugging the shadows, fearing to be seen, and knocked at a mud house. The door creaked, the figure slipped in. The one who'd opened looked out, saw no one, eased, and shut it. And in that moment the moon lit her face clear, the widow Lu Huiru. Inside, the figure complained at once. How many times? Don't light the lamp. If I'm found out, how do I live in Sanha? And blew it out. How'd it go? He asked. Then, not waiting. That Chinese got off easy didn't work? It didn't. How? That Chinese no man at all. It galled her, and she told him the day's business. That's wrong. A strapping lad of 18 or 19. How could he resist that? He muttered, uneasy too. Let's just drop it. Weren't you long set on divorcing your wife? Do it, and we can be together. She was losing nerve, shaken by the day. I told you, divorce, and can I hold my place in the village? Don't raise it again. Next time I come, I'll bring you half a caddy of pork. That eased her. And the Chuni matter, still on? Of course. In all Sanha, what household fits better? A sickly mother, a useless father, and that good-for-nothing Chini. They'll never catch us, and if they did, would they dare make a sound? That was her real reason for picking me. But Chun-Yi, with your wiles you can't handle him? Once it's done you'll never want for food. He pulled her in, hands roving. The rest is theirs. The plot I'll note flatly. The two are scheming to use my family as cover, and the man is the unknown father of her child. That much matters. There's a man behind Lu Huiru, close by, and I mean to find him. Next morning I woke with a start, relieved to be still myself. Before dressing I checked the space. One night gone. The wheat not yet sprouted. No hurry. I opened the panel. Name, Chen-Yi. Age 18. Points, 860. System space. Level 1, 1000 to upgrade. Pet, De Huang. Skill, second shot perfect marksmanship. 860 after a day's work. 140 short of the upgrade. Much of it my little brother's contribution. A treasure, that boy. At the door I heard outside. Mother, I really never told anyone you fainted. Your brother told me everything. And still you lie. When did this child learn to lie? He made it up. Mother, do you believe him or me? Chen Zheng, frantic, truly wronged. Your brother, of course. That broke him. Congratulations. Chun Jing's composure broken, middling. Reward, 4 pigs trotters, 50 points. Huh, sending warmth first thing. At this rate the system would soon upgrade. I came out. He swallowed whatever he'd meant to say, recovered his haughty look, snorted, and left. I found it funny. I liked him that way. Shall ease up, my mother called. Eat. Just past 6. The others were at the table. I nodded but first took the bamboo broom and swept the yard, then splashed cold water on my face, bracing, and sat. The corn gruel had cooled to warm. I ate it with a corn cake, northeast bean paste, and pickle, hungrily. I'd hungered for this taste for decades. To me it was a feast. A bowl and 2 cakes down, I patted my belly. Done. Father, mother, I'm off to the co-op. I took the 2 grouse from the cellar and glanced at De Huang. What are you standing there for? Let's go. Master, I haven't eaten. I'll give you a pheasant later. Master, what are we waiting for? Let's go. I sighed at the dog already at the gate. It's 15 li to town, Much of it bad mountain road, no transport. Even a young man needs 2+ hours. Past the village, no one watching, I stowed the grouse in the space. De Huang noticed. Master, this isn't the road to town. When did I say we were going to town now? Then where? Hunting, why else bring you? He froze. He'd thought a trip to town earned a pheasant, a sure thing, and now found I meant him to hunt. Even one trip in, the word terrified him. Hadn't he heard my grandfather was mauled to death up there? My thinking was simple. I had to go to the co-op anyway, so hunt first and sell the catch in one trip. Master, I just remembered I have things to do at home. I'll skip today, next time for sure. He made to leave, a few kicks under my tyranny, and he slunk along, head down. Master, let's go to the co-op first. What's the rush to hunt? The old forest's so dangerous, master. Yammering, trying to talk me out of it with his dog mouth. Fool, one more word and I break your leg. Break a leg? Then I won't have to hunt, he reasoned. At my hunting pace, sooner or later there'd be trouble. A leg for a life was a fair trade. I mean your fifth leg. He puzzled. Fifth? He had four, then caught my look and his eyes went wide. You win. Silent after that. As before, at the fringe I brought out the bow. Master, pheasants that way. 500 meters in, a cock and hen frolicking. My least favorite scene. De Huang, get them. He froze. Master, that's my line. The routine had been. He finds, I shoot. Who's master? Go when I say go. Once I'd learned the system rewards the dog's hunt performance with attribute gains, I'd resolved to make him practice. Reluctant but cowed, he went. Fine, perform well. It's only 2 pheasants, and something changed in his eyes. I watched, half hoping. From my father I knew De Huang descended from grandfather's hounds. A bloodline awakening? He burst from cover, for legs pumping, leapt from the rise's top, and at the peak felt, he later swore, the same wild wind his hound grandfather had known, the same old forest, himself the hero now, the shackle of his blood thrown off. Grandpa Dog has arrived, he announced in my head, and I thrilled too, and then watched his leaping body land flat on its face, a proper faceplant. I had nothing but question marks. Excitement wasted. The 2 pheasants flapped off. Master, if I said that wasn't me just now, would you believe it? Today's pheasants are gone. He wanted to die, why put on airs? After that, expecting nothing of him, the hunting went smooth. By noon I had 4 pheasants, 2 cocks, 2 hens, and a pair of grouse, including the pair he'd lost. A good haul. I fed him a hen pheasant. The only pity was no roe deer like yesterday. Bound for the co-op, I made to stop. Master, someone over there. I tensed and looked. A figure, crouched, busy at something behind brush, unclear. In the old forest a person can be worse than a beast. Fool, go look. This time he didn't argue. Closing in as I held the bow, arrow knocked, ready to loose at the first wrong sign. Nearer. Then he stopped and barked, loud, scattering the birds, and the figure startled with a cry and sat down hard. I saw then it was a young woman, her face unclear, but fair-skinned, almost bright in the dappled sun. Where'd this fool dog come from? She scolded, scrambling up, still spooked, a hand to her chest. Who's there? She asked, tense, noticing me. No threat off her. I eased, and, the bow being conspicuous, I'd already willed it into the space. A dozen steps closer I made her out. A clean, pretty face, rare in a village, a stream-star face in a later age, tall, neither fat nor thin, and a striking figure even under loose cloth. A sprig of new shrub leaf clung to her braided hair from her bending, a touch of guileless warmth in an otherwise cool air. She felt my look. Only the 2 of us here, the fool dog aside, in this lonely forest. Her mind, plainly, was racing to dark scenarios. She backed up, snatched a stick, and pointed it at me on guard. You, what do you want? I'm warning you, no funny ideas, or. She looked at herself, at the finger-thin twig, and couldn't find anything threatening to say. I didn't know what to make of her, cool-looking, but the talk made her seem a bit slow. You a city-sent-down youth? I didn't come closer. Any move and she'd cry. About my age. She nodded, then shook her head. What's it to you? New here. How'd you know? One question and she'd given herself away. No guile at all. Her kind stood out from the village women at a glance. Here to pick mushrooms. Her eyes went wide. How do you know everything? You're not following me. Your basket's right there. I'm not blind. She looked down. Oh, sorry. She'd been too rattled to remember it, and colored. Congratulations. Song Si-yoon's composure broken, minor. Reward. 2 caddies of dried hazel mushroom, 10 points. Song Si-yoon. I murmured it. The name felt oddly familiar. You mean to eat these mushrooms? Yes. Not just me. The others at the youth point too. I heard the Shingon's mushrooms are delicious. She eased, seeing no ill in me. Have the others at the youth point wronged you somehow? What do you mean? Those mushrooms could send a few oxen to meet their great-grandmothers. She blinked, then got it. Congratulations, middling break. Reward, skill, bone-setting hands, 50 points. A skill off the youth, unexpected. You mean they're poisonous? I nodded. Which? All of them, one worse than the next. Feed those to anyone and they die wretchedly. And praise you a living king of hell. Congratulations, minor break. Reward, 2 fine shuttlecocks, 10 points. What kind of reward was that? Was I to say let's go kick shuttlecocks? She had to accept the truth and asked, hopeful, then which mushrooms are safe? I looked at her basket, then the ground. The ones you didn't pick. There were plenty about, mostly edible, and she dodged every safe one to pick only the poison. But for her dopey look, I'd have thought it deliberate. Congratulations, minor break. Reward, 1 fish trap cage, 10 points. Far more useful than shuttlecocks. By my count, 990 points now, 10 short of the upgrade, and a usable object right here. Mushrooms aren't a must. Roast potatoes or dried sweet potato are worse tasting but safe, unless you do want to meet your great-grandmother. Congratulations, minor break. Reward, 2 caddies of braised pork cheek, 10 points. Congratulations, 1,000 points reached, space upgrade condition met. Upgrade now. Upgrading has a chance to trigger a special reward. Done, but Song Si-yoon was near. I'd wait till I'd left to upgrade, lest some odd phenomenon be seen. The old forest's dangerous even by day, and you've no way to handle it. Go down the mountains soon. I called De Huang and left. A strange man, she said after me, then looked at her useless basket, near tears. Master, I checked for you. That woman absolutely fits your conditions, De Huang said. What conditions? Isn't her bottom big? 2 kicks. Master, why hit me? I worked my heart out for you. Mind your own business, and I'll hit you more. Once Song Si-yoon was out of sight. System, upgrade the space. 1,000 points deducted, upgrading. Success. Time flow now 6 times. Land plus 1 mu. Special reward triggered. A future clue slip, delivered to your space. Please review. The slip I hadn't expected. I'd thought it an object. With a thought it was in my hand. A yellowed scrap, cut from a newspaper. The text resolved. Night of the 18th, 5th lunar month, 1958, heavy rain. A female sent down youth, on the road back to the youth point, was assaulted by 2 men. 3 days later, she drowned herself. Below it, a black and white photo, and the face struck me like a bolt. Song Si-yoon. I remembered now. Last life such a thing had happened, ugly enough that it spread far around. And that was when I'd heard her name. No wonder it had felt familiar. The years had blurred the details, but the gist was clear. More trouble, then, I muttered. It's the 11th now, a week to the 18th. By the slip, if Song Si-yoon stays in at the youth point that night, she should be safe. Worrying further was useless. I'd find a chance to warn her, flatly, plainly, no more than that. Her dignity is her own, and the danger is the danger. The thing is to see it doesn't happen. Master, I smell a sable. A sable, fine thing. Its fur is top-tier luxury in any age, soft gold. Once an imperial tribute, a good pelt worth 100 taels. Take me there. Man and dog wove through the forest some 2 kilometers, and he stopped. The scent's thickest here, its den's near. I read the ground. Last life, after the family's troubles, I'd lived off the forest some, fishing and hunting. No professional, but I knew the basics. Red pine and fir, shrub below, sable habitat. The pelt is the value, so the arrow's no good here. Damage it, and the worth collapses. The usual methods, a snare or a spring loop trap, or driving it up a tree with a hound and knocking it down with a pole. I looked at De Huang, who lolled his tongue thinking it praise. No using the hound method. A sable's keen and nocturnal, and at his subpar speed, he'd never tree one. A spring loop snare's surest, I decided. No hard task for a man who'd lived off the forest. I dug a 20-centimeter pit, set branches as a tread trigger, and for cord stripped the inner bark of a birch, soft and tough, good rope, into thin strips, bent a springy branch and tied the cord as the spring, made a running noose of the birch bark on the tread, dressed it with dead twigs. The snare was done. Master, you can even do this. Nice work. Get away. A kick. As I'd worked, the fool had circled my feet till I was sick of it. Pet defense +2. Defense up. From a kick? I couldn't read this system's rules at all. I'd kicked him countless times with no reward, and this idle one added 2 defense. No rule, but no rule. I gave up trying. The key step. I willed out the all-purpose game bait the system had given. A clump of red granules, a strong smell, sweet and foul at once. Master, it smells good. I want it. De Huang's eyes lit. The bait worked on beasts, him included. Proof it worked. I didn't place it yet. System, how far does the bait's scent carry? Fearing it'd draw a tiger or bear before any sable, and then he and I would be done. My snare was a joke to such beasts. 2 li, the system said. Reassured, still the fringe, 2 li unlikely to hold big predators, and Da Huang's 2 li nose would warn us. I set the bait on the snare, and we hit off at a distance to wait. Patience is a hunter's first quality. A sable is keen-eared, keen-nosed, timid, sense danger, and it won't show. 2 hours, me motionless, the snare untouched. I fretted. I still had the co-op to reach. Much longer, and I'd run out of time. Then De Huang, in my head. Master, here it comes. In the old forest, De Huang's eyes beat a man's. Following his gaze, I saw a small head ease out of the undershrub, grayish-violet fur shot with white, glossy black eyes, ears pricked, almost endearing. A sable. It moved slowly, a step and a pause, eyes sweeping, nose working for any scent of danger. By habit it should be denayed and sleeping now. Only the all-purpose bait's pull had drawn it out. As it cleared the brush, my excitement rose. Over 70 centimeters, big for a sable, fat from the long winter just ended, its black coat with a silver sheen as if oiled, top tier. My heart hammered. I forced my breath even. Lucky I'd hidden downwind, or my scent would have spooked it, and timid as a sable is, once gone it's near impossible to draw out again. Step by wary step it neared the snare, rearing now and then to look, but the bait pulled harder and its pace quickened. There, at the bait, it dug in eager, snuffling at the red granules, and tripped the trigger. Thwack! The bent branch sprang, the loop drew tight, and it was hauled up before it could react, twisting, unable to break free, a low growl in its throat. Done. I went straight to it. System, can I store a live animal? No, not until level 10. I found a stick and struck its head hard. 1 blow, and it went still. Cute or not, money matters more. I'm no bleeding heart. Once I no longer need hunting to live, maybe I'll think about protecting wild creatures, but not now. I willed it into the space, satisfied. The scattered bait couldn't be gathered, and the system said it loses all effect 3 hours after use. Over 2 of those gone in the wait. So it was spent. No choice but to let the fool dog have it. Master, so good, he said, eating and narrating. Sometimes I truly wished him mute. It was only a small handful, gone in a moment. Master, more. How many times? Don't talk to me like that. A few kicks settled it, and I headed for the forest's edge. Today's catch, beyond the one fed to the dog, 3 pheasants, 2 grouse, and the roe deer from yesterday in the space. The sable worth most of all, 150 yuan at the co-op at least, a fortune in this age. Near the fringe, I saw a familiar figure. Master, it's that big bottom, De Huang said. Song Xiun, sitting on the ground, head down, her shoulders heaving, so absorbed and turned away she didn't notice me. How are you here again? What are you doing? My voice startled her. She whirled, raising that finger-thin twig again, eyes round with fright like a spooked rabbit. It's you. She lowered the useless stick at the sight of me. I looked at her swollen left foot and understood. Twisted your ankle? She nodded. Didn't I tell you to leave the forest? She was deeper in than before, not out. She hung her head, mumbling. I tried to, but I couldn't find the way back. Lost then. Almost funny. The Shingon's tall and dense, easy to lose for the inexperienced, but she'd been at the very fringe, From her earlier spot to my old house was about 3 li, and any rough downhill bearing would soon reach people to ask. She had 100 ways to find her way and had hit on the 101st wrong one. Master, does this woman seem not too bright? For once I agreed with the dog and nodded. I really don't know. These mountain paths are so hard, she went on, excusing herself. I crouched and reached for the swollen foot. She startled and pulled it back. What are you doing? Don't move. My father's the most famous bone setter in the villages near here. Her eyes lit. Da Huang's face was all doubt. Master, since when does your father set bones? Have you got another father? Shut it. I'd have kicked him, but for the distance. She, simple thing, believed it. Wonderful, please. She put the foot back out. I couldn't help looking, swollen purple at the instep, but the skin fair, a jade foot by the old phrase. She felt the impropriety and drew it down. Sorry. Redder. A sick person can't be shy of the doctor. It's fine. I cradled it and examined. Gentle as I was, she flinched now and then like a touched wire, but bit down and gave only a stifled grunt, never crying out. Sprained, and the bone's out of place. This needs setting now, or it'll be trouble later. She nodded and waited, and I stood and made to leave. Where are you going? Home. Of course, my mother's holding dinner. Then what about me? How would I know? Congratulations. Song Siyun's composure broken, minor. Reward. 2 caddies of popcorn, 10 points. How can you leave someone in the lurch? She said, ashamed and frantic. A long time hurt, no one to ask for help, and now hope found and slipping. I beg you, just help me. Pitiful. How do I help you? Didn't you say your father's the famous bone setter? My father is, I'm not. If you'd met him today, he'd have you fixed. She gaped, disbelieving. Congratulations, middling break. Reward, a Tiger brand flashlight, 50 points. A rare thing in this age. A household with one was the village's envy. Tin-bodied, big dry cells, about 6 yuan, a fifth of a worker's month. I'd done it only to farm a break off her. She glared, furious. If you can't set bones, why did you feel my foot just now? How else confirm the bone was out of place? You. She was near bursting, no match for me in words. Congratulations, middling break. Reward, 10 chocolate bars, 50 points. 50 more, and seeing her near tears, I stopped, crouched again. Foot out. You think I'll trust you again? Wiser now. This is your one chance. Once I'm gone, no one comes to this forest, and in your state you can't get down alone. After dark the danger's far worse. Wolves, boar, bear, tiger, and at 100-odd caddies you're not even enough to share around. They'd drag your bones off to gnaw. Congratulations, minor break. Reward, for apples, 10 points. Stop. White-faced. Do it. She put the foot out. Fear, and somehow a feeling she should trust me once more. No hesitation now. With the bone-setting hand skill it was nothing. A crack, and I set the foot down. Walk. She blinked. Done. I nodded. She tried weight on it. No more of that fierce pain. Stood, took a few steps, and her brows flew up with joy. It's really better. Some swelling left, a little discomfort, but she could move normally. She puzzled over why I'd lied that I couldn't. Thank you. I didn't answer. Thinking of the tragedy a week off, I meant to plan a warning. I see a blood calamity on you lately. For 10 days, whatever happens, don't go out at night. The slip I couldn't explain. This was the cover I found. What do you mean? Heaven's secrets can't be told. Just do as I say. I wouldn't elaborate. One warning wouldn't surely change her end, but it was a start. Full dog, let's go. Behind me, she counted on her fingers, hesitated, then, wait a moment. I turned. Something else. Could you do the good deed to the end and see me down the mountain? I can't find the way. Red-faced, but she had to ask. I sighed. Left to herself, she'd grope her way to Wild Boar Ridge by dark. Wild Boar Ridge is a dangerous tract deeper in, named for the boar there. Hunters had eyed it for pork, but most came back hurt or empty, and some unlucky ones were gored to death, so it became near forbidden ground, hunters preferring a thinner catch to entering it, with talk even of 1,000-caddy armored boar king there. The 1,000-caddy figure's absurd, but an armored boar king is no joke, near no natural enemy in the wild. Bear and tiger alike would only flee it. Fool, here. I called Da Huang. Take her down the mountain. He balked. Master, I want to go to the co-op with you. The hard hunting over, the co-op meant easy pickings and a share of whatever I bought. Take her back, then go home. I won't forget your share if there's good to be had. Rare gentleness. I won't. I won't listen. I want the co-op. Plain talk failing. I used my method. I'll teach you won't. And after the schooling he was much more biddable. Song Siyun only stared, lost. Follow it, it'll see you down. She eyed the head-hung dog, doubtful. Is that reliable? More reliable than you. Congratulations, minor break. Reward, 2 caddies of fresh pork, 10 points. With the foot set she could walk, I left the dog to guide her and took a shortcut for the co-op, the 2-plus-hour road done in 90 minutes. Past 4, the town quiet, I went straight in. What do you want? The clerk said, not even looking up from her insole. Co-op clerks ate state grain, no notion of service, take it or leave it. I'm here to sell. She looked up then, and her face turned amazed. This many. Staring at my string of birds. All of it yours. I nodded, no chatter. Pheasant, cocks 3 mao a caddy, hens 2. Grouse 8 mao a caddy, and the 3 cocks tail feathers a yuan 5 on top. High prices, these, young man. Ability earns regard in any age, and Clerk Lu Guixiang had warmed to me. Thank you, sister. I'd be dealing with the co-op often. Better good terms. The petty clerks are harder than the king of hell. I could have gotten more at the black market, but New Reborn I didn't know the towns and had much to do. The co-op was fine for low-value game. Not the roe deer in my space, which I'd save for the black market, and certainly not the sable. 3 pheasants, 2 cocks, a hen, 4 grouse, 3 cocks, a hen. The grouse weighed 28 caddies, 23 of it cocks, at 8 mao, 22 yuan 4, plus 4.5 for the tail feathers, 26.9. The pheasants, 2 cocks 6 caddies, 1 yuan 8. The hen 2 caddies for mao. 2 yuan 2 together, barely the grouse's small change. Still, 29 yuan 1 for the trip. I was content. Young man, this near tops my month's wage, she said, a little sour. Hardly, sister, this wasn't 1 day's. How many? 2. She regretted asking. Even split, 14.5 a day, a wage she couldn't dream of. Congratulations, Lu Guixiang's composure broken. Congratulations, minor break. Reward, 2 sugar coupons, 10 points. This time I truly hadn't meant to, couldn't even tell the truth in peace. Sister, do you take sable? Her eyes lit. We do, how much? Depends on the pelt. Top grade I can give 150, lesser, 10s. Co-op buying prices are standard. You caught a sable? No, just asking. She nodded, a little let down. Sable's rare even now. A hunter mightn't see one in years. Any malt milk extract? None. It's scarce. Only a little at festivals. Even the county can't always get it. Only the capital's co-ops keep it year-round. No surprise. I'd only chanced it, hoping to build my mother up. I'd find another way. Out of the co-op, I reckoned, 60 from the system before, 29.1 now, a rich man of 89.1 in cash. And with the spaces roe deer and sable as fixed assets, the sable a sure 150, the deer say 20, 259.1 all told. A fortune, and double that at the black market, which was my plan. My fight had cost 200 in medicine and damages. With my mother's years of doctor debt besides, this would clear it with room over. But money alone wouldn't set me at ease. Her heart disease, unoperated, stayed a risk, and reborn. I'd allow no threat to her life. The surgery had to be done. For now, the urgent things were bettering the family's life and stopping Xiaoyu's abduction. Song Siyun I'd save too if I could, but I didn't know enough, where or exactly when, to plan it. By the slip, a week to her harm, and by my old memory, my mother's death, the 3-day wake, the funeral, then 3 days on Xiaoyu taken, about this same span. If forced to choose, I'd choose my sister without hesitation. Let there be time enough for both. No threads to pull yet, more thinking only bred worry. Night falls around 7 this season. I had to start back to beat the dark. Leaving town, I saw a face I knew, Qin Baojian. My eyes went wide, anger surging unbidden. Decades on, I'd never forget that hateful face. If I'd a most hated list, he sat near Lu Huiru, the 30-odd-year-old bachelor my sister Qin Suqin married last life. A logging mill worker, 35 yuan a month and sundry coupons. Decent for the age. Unwed because he was ugly and, worse, idle and greedy. His wage gone on drink and meat, buying more on the black market when his coupons ran short, all of which I learned later. To win Suchin, he put on a fine front, swearing to help with the household after the wedding. Not long after, his true colors showed. Divorce wasn't easy in that age. Huge pressure, a divorced daughter, a disgrace dragging down her family. And as time passed, he grew worse, especially after Suchin bore 2 daughters, drunk and beating her bloody again and again. I'd stood up for her, fought him a few times, and he'd only taken it out on her after. To spare me trouble, she stopped telling me. And at last, broken, her mind gave way, and she left this world at 28. The memories knifed me, my breath gone heavy. I hadn't time for you yet, but Met, I'll take some interest in advance. He came swaying toward me, face red as a monkey's rump, plainly just off the drink. Work hours, but no surprise from him. I stepped fast and rammed into him. I anger behind it, and him unready. He went down. Where's this brat from? Son of a bitch. Blind walking. I narrowed my eyes. You cursed first, and I most hate anyone cursing my mother. I closed in, danger off me. What do you want? Half down, he edged back at my look. Then, I'm a worker at the town logging mill. Lay a hand on me and you'll never come here again, or else. The town's small, young men fewer. He knew the faces and judged me an outsider, hence the threat. I sneered. I know all that, and that you're called Chin Baojin, 31 today, no parents or brothers, living at. I wasn't wasting words. I was building the look of an acquaintance's doing. You investigated me. Shocked. Since his mother died, no one had his age right, himself included. You're who I'm after. And I gave him a thorough beating. Thin, drunk, no match for my size, no chance to resist, only yelping. Help! Murder! He shouted, hoping to draw notice. But we were at the town's edge, no houses, no passers-by, and quick work meant no trouble. 10 minutes. Striking is hard labor, and I was winded when I stopped, spat at the curled, battered man. Bastard, bully my sister, and I'll beat you every time I see you. I strode off. Minutes later, sure I was gone, he propped himself up. Brat, bastard. What sister? I've never touched a woman, I don't know your sister. Snot and tears ran. He felt truly wronged. I don't believe no one can deal with you. He decided on the police post. My act could be called disturbing public order, a few years sentence. But as his leg took way to stab at his waist made him hiss. The little wretch hits hard. Congratulations, Chin Baogin's composure broken, Major. Reward, a beast pet, 100 points. On the road home I heard it, and my eyes lit, another beast pet. Much as I scorned De Huang, he'd been a real help at the hunt. System, where's the other pet? Tomorrow at 10 a.m., go to the old forest to collect it. Odd, De Huang had appeared straight off with Xiaoyu. Why so mysterious? What is it this time? Cannot disclose. No coaxing moved it. I'd have to go find it myself. Let it not be a pheasant or hare, or I'll curse. Chin Baojin reached the police post soon after. Comrade officer, you must judge this for me. The chief, Wang Bing, came over frowning. Stop howling, speak properly. He knew Chin Baojin, the town's idler and a post regular for drunken trouble, and had no liking for him. Seated, Chin Baojin told it with much gesturing. All right, I know, go home, Wang Bing said flatly. Chief, what? Shouldn't you go after him at once? Bring him in. You're teaching me my job? Chin Baojin shrank. No, just a reminder. We don't need it. We've our rules. It's your word alone. Who knows it's true? I half suspect you picked the fight, lost, and came crying first. I'll deal with you once I've checked. He couldn't trust a word from such a man. After Chin Baojin left, an officer asked how they'd investigate. No cameras in that age. No need, for now. Surface bruises, a few days rest. Who knows if it's even true, and a hiding does him no harm, saves him pestering us. And a few days back, the next township over, Hongxing, reported another lost child. The county's second this year. The higher-ups take it gravely. Tighten the guard. We can't let it happen here. The lost children warning lands with me even unheard. It sharpens the clock on Xiaoyu. On the road I heard, congratulations. Chin Baogin's composure broken. Again? Congratulations, middling break. Reward, 2 pairs of liberation shoes, 50 points. The fighter jet of shoes in this age. Army green, fine quality, loved nationwide. Known even decades on. 3 yuan a pair at the co-op plus cloth coupons, more than a village family would spend. A second pet and 2 pairs of liberation shoes off Chin Baojian. The beating wasn't for nothing. Worth it by my reckoning, and I'd beat him again next time. System: what sizes? Host may set them. 142, 137. Once set, unchangeable. Confirm? Confirm. They appeared in my hand at the fringe. No one near. Green canvas uppers, rubber wrap to the soles, deep tread, white laces, liberation stamped on the side. Right sizes. Into the space, and I walked lighter. Most of the way I saw no one. Then, voices ahead. Unclear, but human. I slowed, wary. Drawing close, I saw an old man and a young one. The old, 40 or 50, big, trim, a rope at his waist, a hide-sheathed short knife at his left, a homemade gun on his back. The young, about my age, short and thick, broad as a bear, plainly strong, dark-skinned, sharp-eyed with a glint near fierce, dressed the same, but with an ox-horn bow on his back instead of a gun. Hunters. I didn't relax. Hunters are more dangerous than ordinary folk in the forest, armed and forest-wise. Ill-intentioned, an ordinary man couldn't resist them. They were surprised too, their talk cutting off, and they stepped aside to let me pass. I went by, no trouble, and was easing off when, behind me, young man, it's near dark. This forest's dangerous, beyond you. Get down the mountain soon. A kind warning from the old one. I turned. Right, thanks. And left. Father, did we scare him? The young one said, his dark face oddly bashful, scratching his head, all plainness. A different person talking than silent. Oomph, that lad's far sharper than you. His eyes were calm, but there was a fierce glint underneath. No one to trifle with. Father, one glance. How'd you read all that? I've already forgotten his face. You think your old man's like you? I, Zhang Jingguo, have run this forest years. Man or devil, I see at a glance. So this was Zhang Jingguo, the hunter whose marked roe deer and pheasant I'd taken ahead of him, near to breaking. Lucky for me, he didn't know the lad just passed was the very culprit who'd near ruined his good name, or he mightn't have let me by so easily. Enough. Move. The sun's setting. The sable will be stirring. Catch it, and we're down before dark. The young one, his son, Zhang Mang. Father, you sure there's a sable? That's rare. Of course, am I not your father? I've taken sable before, no error. Never come back empty-handed. That's no idle name. Father, didn't you come back empty yesterday? And said you'd get a roe deer, and got nothing. Zhang Jingguo froze, a knife to the heart. You little wretch, he raised a hand to slap. Zhang Mang didn't dodge, only shrugged and shut his eyes, waiting. A sigh, and the hand dropped. Let's go. He led off, loving and exasperated. His only child, Zhang Mang's birth was the great event of his life. For the boy's health, he'd had a famed fortune-teller pick the single character Mang. The man saying, "This child is mighty beyond the common. Grown, he'll have the strength to drive tigers and wrestle wolves." True enough, at 17, even Zhang Jingguo, forest seasoned, came off worse against him. But too gifted a body, perhaps. Zhang Mang fell under the curse of brawn over brain. Not a fool, plain at best, blank as paper, no guile at worst. Years of Zhang Jingguo's worry, every method tried, nothing helped. The fortune-teller long dead. He'd accepted it. Take this sable, sell it, and there's enough to find the boy a kind, steady wife. Then even if I die one day, I can go easy. And he quickened his pace. Zhang Jingguo reached his spot, a stand of red pine and fir, shrub below. Unlike hunters who work by hound, he hunted by his own eye. 20-odd years had taught him the forest animal's ways, and he could read the fine signs to fix a quarry's exact position. The sable, he was certain, was in this patch. He didn't rush a trap, but studied the ground to narrow its range and set near the den for the best odds. There, he found the place, hurried forward, and his eyes flew wide. The clear mark of a spring loop snare. His head swam, his heart hammered. No, surely not. He held a last hope, that the snare hadn't taken the sable. Common enough, a sable's keen, hard to catch. He bent close. On the birch bark noose, a few short black-violet hairs. His experience told him at once what they were. He stood stunned. Heaven cursed, who in hell did this? Congratulations, Zhang Jingguo's composure broken. Major. Reward, A double-barreled shotgun, 100 points. As he broke, on the road, near home the system spoke in my head. A double-barreled shotgun. No man can refuse the lure of a gun. I half wanted to pull it from the space and look it over, but held off. This was out in the open. Guns weren't banned, but reality isn't like some novels. Legal possession needs a permit, and unlicensed carry, if reported, can draw up to 3 years. I'd no wish, the second day reborn, to win 3 years at the sewing machine. I'll find a chance to get a hunter's license and a gun permit. And who was this Zhang Jingguo? A break ping yesterday rewarding shot shells, today a whole shotgun. If we met I'd have to thank him properly. Then again, broken at the major tier 2 days running on my account. How crushed must he be? I dropped the notion of thanking him in person and silently wished the good man a peaceful life. Past 6, still light, I reached Sanha, having first taken from the space 2 caddies of pork, 2 of brown sugar, a bundle of bean thread, and, after a thought, 10 caddies of flour. I'd planned to bring something home and had taken a clean sack from the house that morning. Not that I didn't want to bring more. I'd have emptied the space. But in this age of state purchase and supply, everything by coupon, the source was hard to explain. I could already picture the storm even this much would raise. At the village mouth, I saw 2 familiar shapes, Zhou Dahua and her bosom friend Zhao Dongmei, who yesterday had each in turn floated a meat payment offer for a pheasant and been refused. You'd think there'd be some coolness between them after that, but they chatted and laughed as if nothing had happened. Well, if it isn't the Qin eldest, Zhou Dahua started. Dark already. Why back so late? Off carousing where? Zhao Dongmei chimed in. Sharper. A dog can't change its ways. Those pheasants yesterday. Who knows where from? Some shady doing, likely. Sharper because yesterday I'd told her she'd owe me 10. She'd not slept for it. Unable to fathom why Zhou Dahua rated 1 and she 10. I wasn't angry, only amused. No rush home today. I'd spar with the 2 a while. What's all this? Just because I refused your trade yesterday. No need for such spite. Calm words, but they struck the sore spot. The shameful business, plus my insult, had left a mark, and hearing it aired they couldn't bear it. Congratulations. Zhou Dahua's composure broken, middling. Reward. 10 caddies of donkey meat, 50 points. Congratulations. Zhao Dongmei's composure broken, minor. Reward. A bundle of foreign fire. Matches, 10 boxes, 10 points. 1 middling, 1 minor. Out of sync even. Pa. Brat. Slander me again and I'll tear your mouth. When did I ever want your chicken? Clean your tongue. Frantic. They couldn't admit it. Unbothered. I went on. I've my reasons. I'm no hand at that business. Not like you two, veterans of 100 battles. My tolerance can't match yours. Tell you what, as a good deed, if you truly want chicken, go keep the lame Lou at the East End Company once, and I'll give each of you a pheasant. You're happy, he's happy, I'm happy, 3 birds, perfect. They gaped. Lame Lou at the East End was the whole village's pariah. Not just lame, his bladder couldn't hold, and he reeked of it day round. Want chicken they might, but even they had a line for that. Congratulations, Zhou Dahua's composure broken, major. Reward. Congratulations, major break. Reward. 300 caddies of fine potato seed, 100 points. Congratulations, Zhao Dongmei's composure broken, major. Reward. 5 packets of harmless ripening agent, 100 points. Joy in me. The upgrade had given the space another moo, and I'd worried about seed. No longer. Potato out yields wheat or corn by far. Over 1,000 caddies a moo even in this age, against wheat's pitiful 100-odd on the best land. In a later age, with modern methods, 5 to 8,000. The 3 famine years begin this year. Planting potato in the space now is shrewd. The harmless ripening agent, I didn't know. I'd look later, the 2 still before me. My words drew their curses, of course, but having gotten what I came for I shouldered the sack and left. I'd no fear of trading insults with them. It even earned rewards. I could stand and curse all day, but no need. Goodwill isn't shorn to the skin in one go. Everything wants sustainable management. Scare them off for good, and they'd dodge me forever, a net loss. One full meal needn't mean every meal. Behind me, third person, since I'd gone. They wondered when my tongue had gotten so venomous. The old me barely spoke even when greeted. 2 defeats running stung the village's noted gossips, who'd never feared anyone at quarreling. Then Zhao Dongmei noticed my bulging sack, and Zhou Dahua's mind turned. Come, let's follow and look. They set off after me. Home, Xiaoyu saw me first. It's big brother, Mama, he's back. She trotted up. Why so late? Mama was worried. Did Xiaoyu miss me? Yes. I set the sack down, rubbed her head, and, miming a pocket, slipped her a Mickey Mouse candy, finger to my lips. A secret between you and big brother. Tell no one. She nodded, half understanding. Master, you're finally back? I missed you to death, came to Huang next. How many times? Don't talk to me like that. I cursed inwardly, my good mood draining. Master, the reward you promised? I'd forgotten. I'd promised him a treat for guiding Song Siyun back. 2 pheasants next time up the mountain. I want 10. Once I'd have kicked him, but I was in the wrong this time. You can't even eat that many. Not your concern. How I eat is my business. A pet, saying that to its master? A few kicks set it right, and the long-missed feeling settled me. Beast pet attributes raised. I'd wondered all afternoon why the ping was late, so there's a contact step with the pet after a hunt. Master, I feel terrifyingly strong now. Before I could check his sheet, my mother came out of the kitchen, Suqin behind, my father to the main room door. Xiaoyu's shout had roused the whole family, all but Qinzheng. I held off opening the panel. From the dog's words and my own shift, his gain seemed bigger than last time, but the figure would wait for night. Brat, why so late? I knew your rush to the co-op meant nothing good. Off loafing where? My father raged. Xiaoyi, didn't I say come straight back after selling? One day, and you're your old self. Can't you grow some sense? My mother reproached. And the pheasant money, how much is left? Her worry for my safety, now that I was plainly fine, turned straight to the cash. My father glared, all hating iron for not being steel. Father, mother, don't be upset. It's not what you think. I gave the day in brief, hiding the Song Siyun bone setting, hard to explain where I'd learned it, and the Qin Baojin beating, glossing the catch count. At the co-op, I meant to sell the pheasants, but a man fancied the grouse and insisted on trading coupons for them. You traded? I did. For what? Some coupons, and I bought a few things with them. Her face went anxious. You bought things? What? I looked at the sack. It's all here. She opened it, and her eyes flew wide. Congratulations. Li Chui's composure broken, middling. Reward. 10 caddies of steamed buns, 50 points. My father came over, then Suqin and Xiaoyu, the 4 ringing the sack. Congratulations. Chun Tieshan's composure broken, middling. Reward. 10 pig kidneys, 50 points. Congratulations. Chun Suqin's composure broken, middling. Reward. 10 caddies of soybean oil, 50 points. At the pig kidneys, I shot my father a complicated look. Why is everything off and below the belt? Only Xiaoyu stayed calm. Too young to grasp it, just glad of more good food. Outside, the 2 gossips had crept up to peer in. Third person. Too far to hear, they only saw the family ringed oddly around a sack and grew more curious. These, all bought with traded coupons, my father demanded. Having made out the contents, flour, bean thread, pork, a packet of brown sugar, to him not a delight, but a fright. I nodded. Spendthrift, who told you to buy this? How much did it cost? My mother cried. Quick, take it back. Coupons alone don't buy, money too. Mother, co-op goods can't be returned. Then what do we do? Near at a loss. I kept my eyes on her, afraid the upset would harm her. The reason I hadn't brought more, not even the liberation shoes I'd sized for them. Luckily, no sign of her heart acting up. Mother, calm down, it didn't cost much. My father urged calm too, and she eased. Tell me, how much, all told? I didn't dare hide it. 2 caddies of pork, 7 mao 5 a caddy, plus 2 caddies of meat coupon. I set the pork in Suqin's basket. 1 yuan 5, Suqin blurted. 2 caddies of brown sugar, 7 mao a caddy, 2 caddies of sugar coupon. 1 yuan 4. And her voice went heavier, her face darker. I swallowed. I wanted to say, Mother, let's not tally it, but knew she'd refuse and curse me. 10 caddies of flour, 1 mao 5 a caddy, 10 caddies of grain coupon. I said gingerly, stealing glances. 1 yuan 5, squeezed through her teeth. Anything else? No, the bean thread the man threw in for the grouse. She pressed on. How many grouse for those coupons? 1. What's the co-op pay a caddy? Silence. I felt interrogated. I was being interrogated. Speak. At that one word, even my father flinched. 8 mao. Transparent prices, no hiding it. Both grouse yesterday were about the same, 7, 8 caddies at least. 8 mao a caddy, 7 caddies is 5 yuan 6. Plus 1 5, 1 4, 1 5. You went out and spent a full 10 yuan. How did I bear such a spendthrift's son? She trembled. 10 yuan was a fortune, near 10 days of a town worker's wage. How long for their family to save it? And I'd blown it at once on needless food when she'd hoped to clear debt with it. To the frugal woman the sky had fallen. Brat, wait till I thrash you later. Hun a little money and you squander it all. My father snapped, near striking me, but for needing to steady my mother. What are you all doing? Father, that I can't accept. Squander it all? I sold for far more than this. I reached into my pocket and pulled out a fat fistful of bills. The room hit pause. They could only stare, dazed. Congratulations. Chun Tieshan's composure broken, middling. Reward, 10 sheep knuckle bones, 50 points. Li Chui, middling, 10 caddies of raw beef, 50 points. Chen Suqin, middling, 10 chi of cloth coupon, 50 points. Zhou Dahua, middling, 5 raw pig tails, 50 points. Zhao Dongmei, middling, 5 caddies of raw pork liver, 50 points. A whole string. I hadn't thought a fistful of bills would land this hard. A haul of goods and 250 points in one go. And why 2 odd extras mixed in? Da Huang, go look outside. Once he'd gone, the family came round. Where'd you get this much money? My father asked, spotting a big black tin and reckoning 10 or 20 yuan. Sold from hunting. Think me a fool. 2 grouse fetch that? I told you. I hunted again this morning. 3 pheasants, 2 grouse. I'd mentioned it earlier, but the sack had stolen their attention. Hunting's that easy now. Lucky, maybe. He couldn't refute it. Only watched me. Complicated. My mother's method was simpler. She snatched the bills from my hand, resisted counting them, and tucked them away. Wealth not shown. Who knew who watched? She'd count them inside tonight. Mother, none for me. I teased. For you? In your hands, it'd be wasted in no time. I'll keep it for your bride money. And don't think you're off the hook for that 10 yuan. I'll settle with you later. I only smiled, truly my mother. Then Da Huang barked outside, and his voice came. Master, those 2 gossips from the village mouth were eavesdropping, saw me and bolted. Scared off by you. The dog that can't catch a pheasant, full of himself now. Master, they may have seen something, silence them? Get back here. Right. No surprise, I'd guess from the pings. Annoying as the 2 are, it didn't matter if they knew. I neither steal nor rob, nothing to fear. Mother, I've an idea. Pork stewed with bean thread tonight. I knew you'd nothing good up your sleeve. No festival, why pork and bean thread? Pheasant and mushroom yesterday already. Grown a golden mouth? Who eats meat daily? No surprise, but I wasn't giving up. Mother, don't mother me, I'm not your mother. So real. As she made to leave, I signaled my father with a look. He started, that I dared ask him for help. The old me had treated him as an enemy. He nodded, all confidence. Time to show what fatherly love means. Wife, no. Right away. That fast. Worse than me. I'd at least struggled. Congratulations. Chun Tieshan's composure broken, minor. Reward. 2 caddies of pig intestine, 10 points. Huh. The below-the-belt champion. I turned a pleading look to Su Qin, who wrestled with it. Too shy to ask for pork and bean thread, but unable to refuse her brother. Mother, I'd like pork stewed with bean thread. She finally gathered courage to say. My mother stopped, turned, disbelieving. She knew her eldest, sensible, gentle, always working quietly, never grasping, giving the good things to the younger ones, never once asking for a dish. She looked from Su Qin to me and understood. Begging your sister won't help, I said no. Then Xiaoyu, silent till now. Mama, I want it too. I've forgotten what it tastes like, swallowing hard, the most honest of all. I gave her a quiet thumbs up, a divine assist. With everyone but Chun Zheng speaking up, my mother wavered, sighed, fixed me with a glare. Eat it, I truly owe you. I laughed and carried the food to the kitchen. I'll cook. Meanwhile, third person, far off, the 2 gossips stopped running. Enough, the chins didn't catch us, Zhou Dahua panted. White flour, pork, sugar, bean thread, all that money. Can hunting really sell for that? Zhao Dongmei muttered, finding it unbelievable. Pa him. All that. How many kills to trade for? Even the best hunter couldn't in 2 days. Crooked, surely, stolen from somewhere. Zhao Dongmei nodded along. The village idlers suddenly getting rich by hunting was unacceptable to them. Sana can't have such a scoundrel. Come, let's tell the village head. What are you two doing, hauling at me? Village head Lu Jinwei shook off their grip, just up from his rice bowl, dragged out before he could even get the story. Head, there's a thief in Sanha. Will you do something? A thief? Whose house? He had to ask, being head. Just come with us. Meanwhile, I was busy in the kitchen, bean threads soaking in warm water, all 2 caddies of pork sliced half a finger thick, the streaky fat and red lean marbled, mouth-watering to look at. Xiaoyu stared, swallowing. Caught at it. Big brother, I'm not greedy. I'm here to help. I only smiled. My father fetched 3 heads of pickled cabbage from the cellar crock, washed and cut a full basket. All the makings ready. I fired the wok, the pork hitting the oil with a crackle, then the pickled cabbage stir-fried in the fat, water added, and, unseen, an all-family spice packet dropped in. The kitchen filled with steam and the smell of pork and sour cabbage. In the yard my parents sat, eyes drifting kitchenward, mouths watering despite themselves. Wife, what's gotten into the boy, an enemy a month ago, and after a spell at the old house he's a different person, possessed? She shot him a look. What a way to talk of your son, you're the possessed one. The boy's grown sensible, that's good. Not the first time she'd heard it, and she'd half wondered herself, but her main feeling was relief, and she'd brook no ill word of me, not even from him. He nodded. Who knew the old house had that effect? I should send Qin Zheng there 10 days. The boy's tempers the very mold of his brothers as a child. Just then Qin Zheng and I came out, from main room and kitchen, and his voice carried clear. We both froze. Me like Qin Zheng? Was I that prickly as a boy? Him like Qin Yi? Will I grow into that scoundrel? Congratulations. Qin Zheng's composure broken, middling. Reward, 2 roast ducks, 50 points. I watched the boy, about to go out, turn and stalk back into the main room. Couldn't bear being likened to my childhood self. I went back to the kitchen. Seeing their reactions, my mother, wavering on my father's idea, nodded, but before she spoke, a stir at the gate, and the 2 went to look. Third person. Lu Jinwei stood with the gossips at the gate's edge, his face dark. He'd never dreamed they'd bring him to Chun Tieshan's door. He and Taizhan were childhood friends, close all their lives, and he'd helped the Qins much over my trouble a month back. That the Qins harbored a thief, he could not accept. Ed, it's that little wretch Chun Yi. We saw him carry home pork and white flour and pull out a fat fistful of money. A boy like that, where'd he get it? Stolen, surely. Zhou Dahua, spittle flying. You 2 spendthrift hags. No proof and you call a man thief? Nonsense. Go home. But my parents had reached the gate. Jinwei, my father said, surprised, then warmly. Standing there for what? Come in. Xiao Yi's cooking pork and bean thread. Brother Taizhan. I. Before he finished, the 2 cut in. Head, you heard? Pork and bean thread. Isn't that the proof? Their family. Who doesn't know they can barely eat pork and bean thread? And yesterday I saw the wretch with pheasants. Stolen too, I'd bet. Everyone, come see, Sana's got a thief. Machine gun mouths, louder and louder. This hour, most of the village had eaten, and with no phones or TV the evening's entertainment was strolling the street. The noise drew a crowd to the gate. A thief? Whose? Taizhan robbed. No, sounds like the Chun boy stole something. That boy never did right. Gone bad at last. Brother Tieshan's luckless, Cui Yi ailing, doctor and medicine eating their savings, and a worthless son besides. What did they do in a past life? How will this family get by? In the kitchen, I heard the commotion. De Huang's voice came. Master, those 2 gossips are saying you stole, and there's a big crowd at the gate. My brow knit. I came out and saw my parents and sister at the gate, ringed by people, and my anger flared up. My mother's already poor. Her congenital heart can't take anger, and if this drove her to some harm, I'd have nowhere to repent. Big brother, what's wrong outside? Xiaoyu asked from the stove. Nothing. Stay here, I'll step out. I soothed her and strode to the gate, my face near dripping. Stop your nonsense. Yesterday's pheasants my Xiaoyi hunted in the old forest. Today's meat he bought at the co-op. My mother was saying loudly, her breath short, an unhealthy flush rising. She understood well enough by now what this was. Suchin, take your mother inside. Don't let them anger her into harm, my father said. Suchin moved, but my mother said, call my son a thief. You're the thieves. I won't go. With me here no one slanders my son. I'll die here before I move. Truly roused. The two looked frightened. All Sanha knew her condition, and a death would be no easy thing to clean up. But having said what they'd said before this crowd, to back down now would put the finger pointing on them. Frightening who? You know your son's character better than I. Him, Hunt? Who'd believe it? Zhou Dahuan muttered. Right, shielding him is what really harms him. Steal pork today, more tomorrow, and it's prison in the end, Zhao Dongmei added. Bullshit, which I saw Chinese steal. No Chun for generations has been a thief. Clear this up today, or I'm not done with you, my father roared, and Lu Jinwei backed him. Zhou Dahua, Zhao Dongmei, stop wagging your tongues. Nothing you've said proves a thing. Go home. I'll settle with you later. Zhou Dahua, no pushover, plopped down on the ground. Not done with me. Let's see how. Everyone come look. Chen Tieshan's about to hit people. Past saving now. Even the head was stuck. Get up. Someone fetch Lu Wubei. Have him haul this hag away. Lu Jinwei ordered, Lu Wubei being her husband. Then to my father. Brother Taizhan, take sister-in-law inside. I've got this. My father's fists clenched, helpless, facing a shameless woman, and an elder besides. He could hardly strike her. But a look back at my mother told him she might not hold up. He sighed, meaning to get her home first and return to handle it. Wife. Before he finished, a figure shot from the yard, past him before he could react. Smack. Smack. Two crisp reports, and the two, mid-shriek, cut off, staring in disbelief at me. The crowd went silent. No one had thought I'd be so direct. Two open-handed slaps. Congratulations. Zhou Dahua's composure broken, middling. Reward. 5 caddies of aged vinegar, 50 points. Zhao Dongmei, middling. 5 caddies of soy sauce, 50 points. Dazed, till the sting hit. Brat, you dared hit me. Heaven cursed Chinee, I'll have it out with you. They lunged. I didn't give ground. A strapping lad handling 2 women was nothing. I've a rule against hitting women, but they'd threaten my family, rules aside. Seeing my mother's state, I felt the 2 slaps too light and was glad of a chance to add to them. What are you standing for? Hold them. Lu Jinwei called, already gripping the flailing Zhou Dahua, and the villagers, still some plainness in them, not wanting it to blow up, moved in to restrain the 2. A pity, I thought. I turned to my stunned mother, father, and sister. Rest easy, I'm here. And, they saw, I wore a mild, warm smile, strange as winter's sun in that moment. My mother's churning settled, an ease in her at this sun both stranger and familiar. Then I turned back to the still cursing pair. Say I stole? Open your dog eyes. How did I steal? Bring proof, and I'll turn myself into the Public Security Bureau without a word, 10 years or 8. No proof, and we're not done. Coming to my own gate to make this scene. 2 slaps, let them off cheap.